Hello. Do you know, I wonder if you can hear me under that. Man, that thing is so hot. I cannot keep that on very long. Hello. How are you doing? Happy Halloween. And to everyone out there, welcome to the Godless Sewing channel. I'm already hot and sweaty. Oh, man. So I see the point of a plague mask, but wearing one all the time makes you extra sweaty. Can you guys hear me? Uh-oh. Can you guys hear me? Hello. Uh-oh. From this angle, you look like a Star Wars character. First one at the bar. All right, that's important to know. I hope everyone's doing well. Welcome to the Godless Sewing channel. It's always a mess when I first start my streams. Hi, Pam. Hello, hello. I hope everything is going well for you. I hope you're having a great day. Yay, hello. Hey, how's it going, Brandon? Great to see you. Great to see you. My plague mask was a great idea, but like everything, I went a little overboard on it. So when I made this, I made the nose like a toucan. So this thing is huge. Yay. Hello, everybody. Happy Halloween and all those cliche things you're supposed to say. I know I'm a day early, but tomorrow I will be handing out candy to the neighborhood, and I'm also I'm also grown, so I will be sitting at my house. Awesome. I hope everyone's doing well. Hello, yay. Hello. Yay. Great to see you, Waternay. Hello, hello. That is very much like the original one made way back in Germany. You see, I kind of took my own liberties when I made this, and I peaked and just started going. And still to this day, I'm really stoked on how I made these eyes. There was some actual engineering that went in on this. Awesome. Awesome. I hope everyone is doing well. I just want to say off the bat, this stream is dedicated to Mark Short and anyone who is or has suffered from cancer. It's been a month now. A friend of ours said he was suffering from stage 4 cancer, and we will forever be here for you. And you are never forgotten, Mark Short, ever. So I had to get that out early because the pre-Halloween stream is jam-packed. I'm still on prednisone, so I might cry tonight. Then we'll all go viral together. Awesome. Today has definitely been a crazy day. This program is for entertainment purposes only, and this content is not intended to malign any religion, race, company, individual, or wigs. All opinions expressed by Godless Sewing and program participants are solely their personal views and do not reflect the opinions of every human being on planet Earth. I hope everybody has a great evening flying Godless Sewing Airlines. Yay! Hello, everybody. Hello. I have quite a few projects that I need to finish. And I think before starting some, I need to finish a few. Some are more simple. Like I need to add a collar on my birdie friend over here. And I need to finish adding the gold on my Roman friend over here. So yay. Hi, Joy. Great to see you. I was going to ask, how is your buttonhole adventure going? 12 more buttonholes to be done. We'll be back. Well, when done. Yikes. 12 more. That's great. That means you're almost it's almost done. Yay. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. I feel like there's going to be quite a few costume changes today as well, because it's Halloween and I couldn't decide what I was going to wear, so I'm just going to wear all of it. Joy, I hope the machine is being better for you. Do you know, as somebody who has many machines, I've discovered like doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again does affect the machines after a while. For some reason, I went through this weird phase where I did everything in a zigzag stitch. I destroyed a machine doing that. Awesome, awesome, yay, hello. How's it going? Awesome, awesome. So I need to find the material for my collar, but we can start on the we can start on the Roman on my Roman cape. I'm calling it my Roman cape just because of the color scheme. Because of the purple and the gold, I really like the way it looks, but I also have to determine where the patches are going to go. I was thinking about completely making the hood gilded, but the more and more I think about it, I like the front being gilded. So I was thinking about adding 2 more to the bottom of it and then adding 1 on each side of the hood. But we'll see how it goes when I get there. Yay, a machine will wear a certain way. Absolutely. Monofilament is like a saw on thread, guys. I haven't decided. I haven't decided on how I want that look to on how I want it to look. Because it's one thing when you have an idea in your head. I am definitely one of those people who on an impulse, I'm like, oh, I'm going to make a Roman cape. And then I start building it in my head and I start grabbing the pieces. But it's a little bit different from when you put it on paper than when you actually make it. So, et tu, gee. All right. Today is National Candy Corn Day, which makes me laugh. And there's a reason why, because it's the day before Halloween. And also, this is also today it made me laugh. I always go through the national what day is it because I love looking at those because as a species we have invented all of these really goofy, super goofy holidays. And so today is what is it? First off, today's National Texture X Day. That is a terrible idea. That is a terrible idea. you could use those patches and make a wreath. Do you know what's really funny? Another reason why I didn't go crazy buying these patches is because these were $3 each and it started getting pricey after a while, And I am definitely that crazy guy that goes into the patch shop and spends like $50. Oh, right. Like Caesar. Oh, I do like that idea. I like that idea. All right, man. Do you know what's so funny? Today is the first day where it's finally windy and it's finally deciding to be winter. So I'm excited. I'm one of those people who love to get dressed up in general, and I'm not talking about a 3-piece suit. I'm talking about just getting dressed in general. Does that mean I live Halloween every day? Because I definitely like to wear capes and all kinds of definitely won't be texting. And ex, I don't even like talking to them. Exactly. When I saw that, Pam, I was like, that's an awful idea. Some of these days make me laugh. Today's National Checklist Day. I write checklists for everything. I don't need a holiday to remind me for that one. Look at asterisk and obelisk meet Caesar, and those would be what he had on the side of Caesar's head in the cartoon. Do you know what's really funny? I actually was really into asterisk and obelisk. I used to follow these 2 YouTubers that would read the books. Got me back into it because I have most of them, at least the old school ones. 38 here at the moment. Yikes, Alexa. What's the temperature right now?
Right now, it's 67 degrees Fahrenheit.
It is 67. It's a balmy 67 here in Southern California. I used my DMY checklist shopping today. I still write down everything. I'm old school. I have like notepads. I love all the realtors around here because they always give me notepads, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'll listen to your spiel if you give me a notepad. Okay. So I think I should start on my robe. Let me switch out a few things. I thought wearing my plague mask was such a great idea, but I'm just like, I'm on prednisone. I'm just starting to feel better. And then I put this thing on and sweat my face off, but it's still cool. Oh. A friend of mine left Canada to draw obelisks under the supervision. Wow. And Unzo and the creators for the movies. That's awesome. There was two creators that actually brought it back to life for me because I had the books. It'd been a long time. My son really wasn't into it because it wasn't his thing. And watching these two YouTubers brought it back to life. 38 years, supposed to be a snap freeze overnight. Crazy. Rob Clark. Absolutely. Absolutely. Do you know my as the years go on, this Harry Potter cloak becomes more and more awesome just because of the way it's cut. This definitely has the wizard's cut to it. Awesome. My husband was actually considering moving us to Texas. Well, if you move to Texas, then you'll have weather like I have every day. Texas is if Butterfly was here, she'd tell you Texas is awesome. Awesome, awesome. Let's see what other craziness went on before I jump on and start saying. So I went to Walmart today and I spent $87 on candy. Because the bags were like $26, $21. Isaiah found one for like 5 or 6. But I forgot how crazy expensive candy is. So all the trick-or-treaters, I'm gonna have a sign on my front door that says I'm gonna need a song and a dance. We're gonna have the best dressed costume contest in front of my house. My husband lives in Texas for 12 months. It makes sense. It makes sense. I can't say that I've commuted that far, but um when my son was first born, I worked at this one place that was making breadsticks, and we lived in Stockton, California, and I worked in Modesto, and I would drive there every day, and it slowly destroyed my car. All right. Do you know what the funny thing is? When I first start my streams, I always reach that point of like, which project should I start? Well, I guess we should start penning the gold, I guess, huh? I wanted to finish my coat, but I really haven't decided if I want an attached hood or a collar. And I know everyone's saying do both, but I kind of like the idea of having a giant hood on my on my coat in the first place. But oh. right. I wonder how the plague mask would look with this jacket. We're going to find out this evening. But it is finally cold enough so I can start wearing all my jackets and all my leather and everything. So I'm completely stoked. I am completely stoked. My daughter has been asking me to make her a breastfeeding shirt. So I'm making a Simplicity S9556. That's awesome. I need to get deeper into my pattern collection because I have quite a few that I haven't even opened up at this point. My thought on the hood is that you would want the hood to be removable due to the heat down there. You said the coat was very heavy and hot. The hood would make it worse. Well, it's a strange material. It's the kind of material that you would use for a backpack or something like that. Excuse me. It's the weirdest thing. And it does that weird swishy sound. So it reminds me of like an old school JanSport or something in that realm. Sorry, I am navigating my phone. Okay. But it just reminds me of more of a waterproof material, and to test that I washed it and it literally came out of the washer the same way that I put it in, and it made me laugh because it went through a whole cycle and it didn't even look wet. The material didn't even look wet when I got it when I took it out, to the point where I air dried it. I hung it up instead of just letting it instead of putting it in the dryer. It sounds like a raincoat to me. The swishiness, exactly. When I go to the Modelo guy's place, he doesn't even know necessarily half of the stuff he has. I'm the one that's like climbing on top of stuff. Like, he lets me get in there. And Kilroy, I'm waiting for the quote. But I'm climbing on top of racks. I literally accidentally kicked over like 3 or 4 rolls, and he's like, keep going. So I'm finding stuff that he doesn't even know he has in there. And I'm gonna say, for the permanent record, it made me laugh. And this is all about skill. I outweigh this man by at least 50 or 60 pounds, probably even more. He's 5'6", I'm 5'9". It's not even about size, but I'm giving you scale. So I went to pull out a fabric. I could not pull it out. I put my feet up against the up against the other fabric, and I'm yanking on it. And this man walked right up to it and was like, whoop, whoop, and pulled it right out. He used leverage, and Mr. Modelo got it right out. I bet he buys by the lot. You can lose track doing that, doing that of the stock you have. It's just, I'm so glad that I found one store that he really lets me geek out in there. He lets me go through everything, like, because a lot of places, you're looking at it and you tell them, no, I want this, and they go in there for you. But this guy really lets you get in there and explore the store, so to speak. And I appreciate that, because that's how I found that weird swishy fabric, because I was really digging. It reminds me of the 90s lunch pails when they stopped making everything metal, and it was that weird material they kind of use now, but on top they would use this, like, I want to say trapper keeper material, but I know I'm aging myself. It's just a really weird material, and I'm glad I found it, because now that I've been working with it, it's something I'm going to work with a lot. And it reminds me of something you put on a backpack and less vinyl, because it's like a step below vinyl. Awesome. Let's check. So I ordered a cowboy hat, a new cowboy hat. And I'll show you why. This, excuse me, I'm still sick, so I apologize. This is my ratty cowboy hat I wear every day. This is the one that I wear in public. It's getting so ratty. I have completely sewn the top to the brim. If you look inside, it's nothing but panicked hand sewing, trying to get my hat back together. I finally ordered a new hat. And guess what's not at my house? And you know what the funny thing is? When I get the new hat, I'm gonna shape it, and I'm not gonna wear it that much, and I'll probably end up wearing this one even more. But it's just again, Amazon is not coming through, and it made me laugh because I need to stop ordering from them because it's bad for my blood pressure. And it's been a while. It's been about, like, I ordered it. I want to say, let's say 2 weeks ago. I don't know, something around there. And they said it would take 3 days, and it's been 2 weeks. And then today, now they're saying it won't be here. I think I live in one of those weird anomalous places where they just don't like to deliver. Or maybe there's somebody who like fights the delivery guys in my neighborhood I don't know about. But I no longer get reliable Amazon packages to my house. It's the strangest thing. All right. And all I want is a decent cowboy hat. I think it's a step up from vinyl. It's a weird material, and because I'm not one of those people that can necessarily name every single material, it it's always an adventure when I discover a new fabric. I'm like, ooh, what is this? Because I'm completely foreign to it. And it's something that I'm like, oh, this is cool. When everybody else would be like, oh, it's this and this. And to me, I'm like, oh, this is a brand new experience. So it's awesome. They probably save up for a truck's worth to deliver near you. I live, and I'm not doxing myself because I've been doxed so many times. I live right next to a freeway. Like, I don't, you know what? I don't even know anymore. I could, I don't even try to run the excuses through my head. Is I live in one of those weird anomalous, like, black hole areas where they do not deliver to my house. It's disheartening. I could have got 3 cowboy hats by the time that it's taken for them to deliver one to my house. All right. But you know what? Excuse me. I just have to accept it for what it is because there's really nothing I can do about it. But let's check just so they can tell me, we're running a bit late. Oh, well. Okay. So I don't know where I should start. I think I'm going to start with let me check to see if I have the material for the collar, and I'll start there. All right, awesome. Perfect. We're going to start. Man, this microphone clasp is tired. It's tired of me walking around with it and pretending to be a pop singer when no one's looking. That's what this microphone is tired of. Okay. All right. Let me clear this desk a little bit. So I was not kidding when I said this material is like almost vinyl. Here, let me see. That's a big piece. But it makes that swishy sound. But this is material. It's stiff, but it's still cloth. It's not like it's straight. Oh no. So after I clear a section, I'm going to start making my collar. I have a general idea of what the size of the collar should be, but I'm going to measure because I always say like measure twice and cut once, but really you should measure 3 times and then cut once. They'll probably save up a truck's worth of delivery near you. Nylon canvas. You know what? I don't know. You should come in and we can discuss it. Yay! I'm done. Awesome. Awesome, Joy. Do you know doing something over and over can get extremely repetitive and boring? Really thick vinyl wallpaper. I would wear. I'm about if it's wallpaper, I'm about to be wearing it in a minute. Yay. Nice, Joy. That was quick. I was thinking the same thing. I would not have taken that long. And there would have been a lot of tears involved. Let me move my coffee plate. Or to Kilroy, my Hershey's chocolate coffee plate. All right, I think I'm gonna have to get my table out for this one. Oh. Oh. More will be on the way. They have wallpaper that is fabric. Could actually use it for clothes if you really wanted. Oh, that sounds extremely Victorian to me for some reason. That sounds strangely Victorian, but I've been watching a lot of stuff about Victorian England lately. If Lady Gaga can use weird stuff to make clothing, why not wallpaper? Do you know what's really funny? I actually love it when people use strange objects for clothes. Like I'm thinking about making wings and I've been looking it up and I got lost in a world of people that engineer things to make them look like clothes. So I'm stoked. It is very Victorian. Absolutely very, very Victorian. Oh, right. Let me grab this. Yeah, I think I'm gonna make. I am gonna make a collar and just leave it at it as is, and then if I want to add a detachable hood, I'll come back and add one. Because in the end, and honestly, most of the time I have a cowboy hat that I wear when it's raining, so that blocks out most of the rain anyway. Excuse me. All right, so I definitely have to measure the neck on this to see. So, Mr. Ominous Eagle over there. It still makes me laugh how people jump at the eagle. I know. You know what? I'm gonna add eyebrows and I'm gonna make him look even more angry. Should that be the eagle head's name? Ominous Eagle? All right. So it always comes out around 28 inches. So, but I usually end up going 30 just because. I don't know. I'm thinking about cutting just a top piece to see what it looks like. Oh, right. The Depression era was the flour sacks. I wonder if you can still buy the flour sack prints. That would actually be hilarious. My grandmother made us laundry bags out of flour sacks. The hand embroidery on them. That's awesome. She also got shirt scraps from the factories to make her quilts. I got one for a wedding gift. That's amazing. That is absolutely amazing. That's back when people were extreme had ingenuity. All right. Let me know if you can still hear me, but it wouldn't matter because I didn't bring my phone with me. There we go. Perfect. You know, it's funny. I have to like navigate through here because I have so much stuff. And one of the reasons I'm so delicate is because I have an auto harp here and I'm trying not to kick my auto harp that's on the floor. Perfect. That is very, very cool. I agree with Alibaba. All right. Of course, I walked over here without my ruler. I think I'm going to need a 4-car garage instead of a 2-car garage, huh? Or I need to finally move into that warehouse like MacGyver that I've been talking about for years. I have only one tea towel left she made for me. Also, I have put up in a Ziploc as it's very, very worn and want to keep it. Do you know it's really funny? I've kept everything my grandmother made. Everything. I found all kinds of stuff in her house. And she would make those weird body pillows. They're not body pillows, but you sit in them and they have arms on them. She got really good at making them. I have every inception from when she would make them, and you could tell she didn't know what she was doing all the way until she was like an expert and they were better than the stores. I'm sure your son would love the warehouse. I ask him all the time, and he's like, "Oh yeah, oh yeah." Oh, Pam. Isaiah did go and see FNAF. He had the time of his life, and he absolutely loved the movie. And because he's 14, he says it's one of the greatest movies he's ever seen. And right now, my son is currently screaming at the television because the Raiders are losing 14-23. Perfect. Okay. So I have that measured out. Beautiful. You know, I might keep this just as a top collar, but we'll see what it looks like. It's all about the finished project. Oh, I can't have anything dangling when I'm cutting because I'm really goofy and I will end up cutting that off. All right, perfect. Okay, so that's about as even as it's gonna get. You would need to you would need to get the warehouse zone as a mixed use residential property though. Do you know what's so funny? You're not the first person to tell me that, because I am gun ho. I am definitely a gun ho person where I would be like, I'm just gonna move here and just build a bathroom and build a room and not say anything. I was really wondering about that because, like, in downtown Los Angeles, they're advertising all of these places as work and live spaces, but they're just giant warehouses. An escape room for the kid. I need this is my escape room in here. This is definitely where I come in to hide. As you can tell, this and my closet. It's so funny. I have so much clothes along the sides of my closet that the sound is dampened. And when I sit down, it's the strangest thing. It is the strangest thing. Hey, butterfly, how are you? Yay. Hello, hello. Great to see you. Great to see you, butterfly. All right, let me measure this really quickly. So I waffled back and forth, but I've decided to make a collar for this. Yeah, that's about right. All right, so we'll give it some angle. And when I make collars, to take the guesswork out, I take the piece that I just cut and I put it along on the other side just so I have an even cut. Perfect. Beautiful. Yay. All right. There we have a giant collar. So I'm gonna throw this on, take a look at it, and see how big it is. I'm probably gonna cut it down a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna cut it down. I am a time traveler that has been sent here from the 1970s to bring the big collar back. I cannot stop making giant collars. I don't even know what it is anymore. So I'm going to cut my collar way down. That's a great sewing idea. Thank you. Thank you. 100%. That should get a collar. Thank you, butterfly. For as much as I'm a pirate, there is method to my madness. Definitely method to my madness when it comes to sewing. All right, let's see. Hey, I've been seeing that 1970s look color here and there in runways. Do you know because I do not sleep at night and they broadcast around 1 or 2 in the morning, I watch a lot of runway, like fashion shows in Paris and Italy. All right. Okay. I like the look. I'm going to pin it. I'm going to move my table. I will move the mannequin a little bit more forward. I've been seeing 1970s fashion too. Do you know what I see here that is so trippy to me? Are the kids who are wearing Jankos. I saw a young lady wearing Jankos today, and I'm like, holy cow, that just looks like bad bleached hair. When I tried to dress like Dennis Rodman, scuffed shoes when I didn't know what I was doing. That whole style reminds me of back in the day when I actually used to dress like that. But I still laugh every time I see a kid wearing Janko style pants, and there's a lot around here. But you know what? I'm no one to judge because I still dress like the Fonzie. I am no one to judge. But it is hilarious how reciprocal styles are and how we copy each other. All right. So, moment of truth. Let me pick up a little bit in here. I pulled out way too many scraps for a collar, but you know, better to be over safe than sorry. Oh. All right. Ooh. I've been seeing that. Women's wide leg elephant pants. I hear people talking about how they are hard to walk in. In the 70s, we thought the same thing. Oh, I love that. That is hilarious. Oh, that makes me laugh. I know these kids, and you know, when I say this, I was part of a generation that thought they reinvented the wheel when they had not. So I am no way, shape, or form judging anyone. But it makes me laugh when they have the same problems that we did back in the day. Bell bottoms, butterfly. Actually, the whole leg wide pants. Oh, so I need to keep going with my spants. Should I patent spants? Even though I'm literally copying writing pants. Spants by sewing. Oh, should I? You know what? I'm gonna keep the collar like that, and if I want to come back through, I like the white underneath, and I'm gonna leave it like that. Oh, do I want it like that? Yep, I'm gonna leave it like that. Oh, right. It'll give me a good excuse to press this down properly. And this material is stiff. I mean, like, stiff. You know, insert your inappropriate joke there, stiff. All right. Oh, I see. Right. Right. Those were dangerous. Farrah Fawcett wore those and was famous for tripping in them. Oh, wow. So it really was a thing. Crazy. Oh, man. I can just hear my son. Um, I can just hear my son screaming because the Raiders are losing. Let me plug this phone in. It's funny when you're young and you put your faith into a sports team. I think having being in a being aligned with a team that's losing all the time is a great teacher for life. So I'm glad that my son found sports because sports are a great teacher that you don't win all the time. Oh man, this stuff is stiff. Oh man. I don't know if you heard that, but that was my pin barely going through. Butterfly Farah. Oh, right. I know this stuff is not going to go out easy. This material has fought me the entire time. For as much as I'm praising it, this stuff is true to what it is, and it is not going down without a fight. All right, let's see if that's a good bend. Oh, I like that. I like that from the back. It looks good from the front. Let's start sewing. Like I say, let's start sewing and see what happens. Let me move the eagle head. Awesome. I have to watch out for all the cords in this room. I have miles and miles of cords because I'm disorganized. You know what's so funny? At my job, like when I lay cords, they're perfect and they're braided and I zip tie everything. It's a bowl of spaghetti at my house. Literally a bowl of spaghetti. Oh. All right. Thank you, Joy. Thank you. All right, let me switch real quick. Need some coffee. Thank you so much, Joy. Yeah, this is extremely waterproof. Like I said in the beginning, I think this material was meant more for like a backpack or I don't know, a tent cover. I have no idea. While the Modelo guy lets me dig all through the store, so I find all kind I unearth things. I'm not kidding you. I think my 90s fabric is really from the 90s, and I think it sat there the entire time until I grabbed it. So it sat there for 30 something years until I grabbed it. And it is beyond crispy, butterfly. This stuff is so stiff. Yesterday I grabbed an arm and it was not going down. You'll see in a second. I'm gonna set up. Gotta move all the junk on my desk here. Oh, for anyone who thinks I'm a little bit more amped than usual, I'm on prednisone. I'm getting over being sick. So if I seem a little bit more happy or, up or down more than usual, it's because I'm trying to get better. The label should have do not place in dryer, do not need it. Oh no, this stuff is not anything that you would put in a dryer. You know what's funny? I've actually learned that the hard way. There's quite a few materials where I'm like, oh, I'm going to put this in the dryer because I use my dryer as an iron. I don't know how many people can admit that, but on certain articles of clothes, I'm like, oh, throw it in the dryer. It has an iron setting on it. Oh, I saw the purple sheer glittery fabric in Vegas at the World Slots 5th anniversary show. It was outside the selfie tent. Oh, that's awesome. Prednisone equals lots of sewing. You know what's really funny? I've been getting a ton of cleaning. I've unearthed all my old shirts, like to the point where I forgot I had this shirt. Roger Slots. Oh, Scott Rich has it on his video. Awesome. It's okay, guys. You can admit that it's cocaine and not prednisone. Do you know? I don't, man. I don't have enough money or the heart to have that kind of habit. Definitely don't put the furry coats in the dryer. That would be punishment. That would be punishment on a dryer. If I did that to my dryer, I would literally have to take it apart and put it back together. But I know how to because of you, Pam. No, but seriously, I've learned that the hard way too. The problem with the furry stuff is that it sheds everywhere. It goes everywhere. I'm still every time I vacuum, I'm still pulling up fabric from the white furry coat, and that was made 3 or 4 trips ago. All right. I can't remember. Is the bobbin completely full in my embroidery machine or my sewing machine? I can't remember. Hey, Skits, how's it going? I was making patches earlier, and I think it might be. I have to check the bobbin in here. You know, I think I have enough to add a collar. Yay, how's it going? How's it going, Skits? Hello. Awesome. Good to see you. Furry is 100% polyester. There should I should have a poster in this room. Do not put, and then a pictures of all the things that I should not put in the dryer, because, like I said, I'm of a certain age where I use my dryer as an iron. I put my pants in there, shirts, I'm a t-shirt and jeans guy, so I throw my stuff in there and it comes out wrinkle free. I even do that with my weird tablecloth that I take pictures for Twitter, which I haven't used in a while, but I pulled it out recently to take pictures, and it was super wrinkly, but I put it in the dryer and it instantly was bright red again and wrinkle free. Yay, how's it going? How's it going? Awesome. Good to see you. I hope everything's well. The kiddo is officially 18, right? Happy birthday. Happy birthday. I feel like we should all go put on bear hats and go in the woods and go, hunt something. 18, that's like a rite of passage age, isn't it? I'm going to be in and out tonight. I need to know what's for dinner. I think we all need to know what's for dinner, Kilroy. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, I can see where this thing definitely needs a few more pins. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to go as is. Officially. I had chicken, broccoli, corn, and french fries, and I had because I'm on prednisone, and I had sourdough bread because I'm obsessed with sourdough bread because my grandma used to have that store-bought San Luis stuff or whatever, but she would put it in a toaster oven. And so still to this day, I am obsessed with the San Luis bread in a toaster oven. Or whatever it's called, the stuff that they've been selling at stores since I was a little kid. Oh, right. Oh, man, this thing is stiff. All right, buddy, we got to find a seam for you. Yikes. This is super crispy. All right. I've been doing a little bit too much cleaning. I got to find the power cord. Perfect. Baked chicken breast. I am hungry all over again. But while I'm on prednisone, I have to tell myself, like, are you really hungry, or is it just the fact that you have the capacity to eat the whole fridge right now? Ooh, chicken wings and salad. Do you know what's funny, Joy? I make a lot of salads. A lot of salads. I love ranch dressing and Italian dressing, but never together. I'm gonna get my sourdough started. Yay! Hello.
Hello. How's everyone doing? Happy Halloween Eve.
I went off in the beginning of the stream. I said happy Halloween a few times. I do like Halloween. I'm just not one of those people who celebrate it like months in advance.
Me neither. This is about the extent of my Halloween celebrating.
Like, I went and got pumpkins yesterday. But I learned, though, because last year we cut them a week ahead and they rotted.
Oh. Mm. I saw a tip. I was watching another live stream, and someone in the comments suggested that you put some Vaseline around the cut edge, and that helps keep your pumpkin from withering.
Really? That's good to know.
I thought it was handy.
In my town, it's so sad that everything's political, but in my town, a farm that was here forever, the water got cut off, and so all of our pumpkins come from out of town now, so we're all bitter about it.
Oh, goodness.
Oh yeah, it was really political. That person actually, it was part of my job too. The water got cut off, but that individual ended up going to jail over it because it's illegal to be a villain in modern America.
Hello, Joy.
Yay!
I was kind of here in the beginning while I was making a snack and stuff, but I think that while I was away, Butterfly popped in, Skits popped in. Did I miss anybody else?
Oh. Okay.
Oh, I'm trying to watch your.
Oh.
There we go. Oop, mute, pause. All right. I think I'm settled.
I would like to thank everybody who puts up with me in my extremely loud voice. I never realized how good my microphone was until I started watching the streams back, and I'm like, oh, that's a screech. That's a screech. I'm loud. I am a loud human. Yay. I don't do pumpkins anymore.
Sorry?
No, it's okay. It's okay. Digging out the insides is just too much of a pain.
Agreed.
I was telling Waternay is that pumpkins do not have seeds like they used to have back in the day.
That's scary.
I love making and eating pumpkin seeds with some Lowry. It's not even complicated. I wash them, I put some Lowry's on them, and I bake them at 350.
Put some Lowry's on them.
Obsessed with Lowry's. I'm obsessed. My kitchen is naked if there's no Lowry's in my kitchen.
So I'm going to flip the script a little bit here. I'm half Black, but I did not learn about Lowry's from Black people. I learned about it from my English grandmother.
You know, if it makes you feel any better, I learned it from my father, who was Black, but he thought he was English. So there's a common ground in there somewhere. Oh. I am still on my quest of cleaning and donating, though, and it's going well.
Oh, very nice. And what I heard you say that you found that shirt was hiding. What else have you found?
Oh, about 9 years ago, I started getting really hardcore into battle vests. You know, 4 turned into 5, and there's the vests I forgot I had.
Oh,
or jackets. I've upcycled over like 45 jackets.
Oh, wow.
And exactly, and I forgot because I just have a giant rack and they're covered by like my capes and stuff, and they get forgotten in time. Pumpkin seeds are great with A&W seasoning on them.
A&W seasoning?
I'm
I
thinking
don't.
of root beer.
That's what I was thinking, but
Well,
I
the
don't know
English conquered
A&W.
countries for spices, so it makes sense. I love this comment. I love that comment. Pumpkin seeds are really good. I haven't tried them with Lowry's. Sounds good. It's an old recipe from my mom. Just an old like, of course, Crisco, Crisco and Lowry's.
On Crisco on your pumpkin seeds?
Yeah, you gotta grease the pan.
Crisco wouldn't have been my grease of choice for something like that, I must say.
You're not clogging your arteries just sitting around. You gotta work at it. I was 19, 20 when I stopped cooking with actual real lard from the grocery store where it was said manteca on it.
Well, some people think that lard is healthy.
It makes me breathe heavy. It is not healthy.
Well, I mean, as far as like fats go, as like lard better than say Crisco or canola oil or something like that.
True, because it's more of the pure form and less treated. I get that.
Kilroy agrees vehemently.
You can get the hamburger seasoning from A&W. I'm gonna have to look that up. Don't know how it works up there, but here they only sell burgers and fries. Oh, A&W is bomb. There's not too many of those around here.
No, there's only one that I know of, and it's a ways from me. But
lard is healthy. 1920, eh? So I'm so glad that you're here because I need emotional support.
oh, okay. How can I help?
That person I watched that I've been talking to you since day one, they're probably still going right now. They legitimately are quitting YouTube. And like they gave a bunch of things of like, oh, I've been here for 3 years and I only have 200 subscribers and this and that. And I totally understand.
Mm-hmm.
It's not easy. I
I'm.
took a year off. I just came back this year, you know.
I feel
What?
like if you've been on that long and that consistently, then you're perhaps doing something incorrectly. You need to adjust your SEO or, so like I feel like there should there should be more of a following than that. Either
So
that or they're
you
just obnoxious. I don't know.
so you agree with him. You agree with him in that sense.
Well, I'm I mean, like so oftentimes when you're there on the beginning, things are bumpy and you're figuring things out and everything. But if you've been on for a couple years and you've been streaming consistently, excuse me, then I feel like you should have more followers. And so like what do you need to do to get it out there? Or maybe you need to, change your approach or your titles, or maybe you need to narrow down your niche so that you attract the people with the interest that you share. Like I feel like there should be something that like there's something amiss if no one's following you at that point. Maybe you
I
like look weirdly awkward or
I'm old school. I'm like, see, I'm doing what I love. I would be doing this by myself. I would be sitting here talking to myself with a
Mhm,
sewing machine if no one was here,
mhm,
So I understand when you're just talking about things and judging other people, there is a burnout,
mhm, mhm,
because to me, it's like, what are you presenting? But again, I present what I do. So I'm
mhm.
coming from the perspective of like, well, sewing is a part of my life so much. I made a YouTube channel about it,
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm not the kind of person just to stand around and blindly talk about things and people year after year, and that would burn me out. Talking about the
Yeah.
same thing over and over,
Yeah.
says the guy who's made 700 Mimi G codes. Oh, really quickly, I didn't expect you to be here this early. I found another Touch and Sew.
Oh my goodness. Is that 20 now?
I don't know. It's probably in the fleet. It's in the fleet, so I'm gonna cap it at. Let's find the actual angle, but look how pretty that Touch and Sew is right there. You really can't see it because it's over the screen, but it's the white one.
Mm-hmm.
It was in my closet, and I'm like, oh man, are these things having babies in here or what? Like, what is going on with these Touch and Sews?
It's like the Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Which is one of my favorite skits in Fantasia. I am
Yeah.
Mickey, by the way. I'm Mickey in that. Godless Sewing just comes and tells me what to do. I know an Irish guy that is a movie star. He worked with Antonio Banderas in the vampire movie in a small part. He gets nowhere on YouTube. He's still too much old style comedy. It is hit or miss. I agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
Just has hands. He knows how many. Oh, he tells the truth. Do you know there's sometimes I have to tell him don't tell my business to people. And maybe I don't want to know exactly how many sewing machines I have.
I do feel I kind of need to maybe modify what I said a little bit. Like about having a following and stuff, because I agree that it's got to be something that you do because you love it. But I think that there's a difference between I'm on here doing this because I love it and I want to create a following and have like thousands and hundreds of thousands of subscribers. It's maybe like a different approach or different things that you need to do in order to make that happen.
I kind of have the mindset that if there was one person in the chat, or if there was 0 people in the chat, I would still be doing this, And to me, I appreciate people like that. And so I have that keep going mentality, but I understand it's a little bit different. I have a friend who plays the piano. I've watched him go from playing the piano in his apartment to being a part of orchestras and symphonies.
Mm-hmm.
And that's amazing to me. But he hasn't stopped, is what I'm trying to say. And I wanted to give words of encouragement, but if you've already quit, I'm not gonna try to stop you. I appreciate everything I've learned from this person. I always tell you, I look at myself like an anthropologist. I get in communities that I'm not necessarily a part of, and I learn things from people.
Mm-hmm.
So I appreciate everything I gleaned from these people, and they're extremely intelligent. So it's just logic sometimes will have you make rash decisions, because it is logical to stop, but that's me again pushing my intentions on somebody else when I literally have a "this is fine" sticker on my sewing machine. Thank you, Pam. Thank you. And I've gained quite a few just in a year. Because a year ago I was at 2 something.
And I think also, you've grown a community of people who are engaged. And I think that's more important.
That's what I'm here for. I'm not here to be famous. I'm not here I've known Mark Short for 4 years. It really hurt me when he passed away. I still kind of haven't even dealt with it, That's real to me. I've actually built friendships with people,
Yeah.
And I'm not promoting it, but I've met quite a few people off of YouTube, But use discretion. Always use discretion. No, because I don't want someone to be like, God, the sewing gave me some advice, and then, they end up in foreign countries. They sort of shut him down. No suggestions, no notice sent out for lives or new videos. They slowly started doing that to me as well. Like, I don't get suggestions. And that was another one of his arguments. But, like, nothing that he was saying doesn't happen to every creator, though.
Mm-hmm.
And I think sometimes another thing is, like, if you live on an island, that's why I'm so glad I found all of y'all, because I do live on an island sometimes, you know? And you need to realize that, you know, there's up times and down times just like in life.
Yeah.
And human beings do things in waves. So you'll get subscribers and lose subscribers in waves. It just happens.
Oh, wait a minute. We have a comment from Mark.
I was just about to ask if you knew.
But I don't know if this is Mark Short or Mark Short's family. Oh,
It is. It is. You know what? I appreciate you so much for letting me know. I kind of guessed because he said he only had like a couple weeks, and then, you know, it kind of came and went. So thank you for letting us know. Mark was extremely important around here, and he was one of us. Yeah. I'm really good at deduction. When you tell me, like, you know, I only have a certain amount of time. And plus, I come from an older family, so I've dealt with a lot of like cancer and stuff like that. Thank you so much for letting us know.
I'm sorry for your loss too.
Yeah. And he said he didn't have much time. Exactly. Like I said, I will never stop talking about Mark because, you know, just going along with what I was talking about, I took a year off. When I turned my computer on, there was no one in my chat, and then Mark Short popped up. He was the first person to be like, hey, you're still around, you know, because Mark cared. And that's what's important, and that's why we're here, you know. And it's sad right now, but it's important to remember people like Mark, you know, because he's one of us. Yeah, I same way. Oh,
How are you doing, best friend?
absolutely. Thank you for letting us know. It's always when I'm on pregnant zone, the life comes at me, and I have to like do a meditative thing, not to cry and run out of the room. But see, this is why it's important to cherish every day, because you don't know what you have. You don't know what's next. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. And you know, we sit in here and gripe about all these unimportant things, but this is what's important, you know. 6 weeks from when he went to the hospital managing. That's right around when he told us. That's like literally right around when he told us. I didn't think I would ever see the Mark Short thumbnail again, you know? So that kind of made me jump in first. Oh man. Oh. How are you doing, Waternay?
My my throat. Nah.
I get it. Oh man, that, you know what's really funny? I can never stop talking, and that shut me up real quick. I just had a feeling because he never missed because truth be told, he was in the hospital and he was still hanging out with us, acting like everything was okay, you know. Oh, absolutely. Mark was just, he's what made this channel. Thank you, Barry. Thank you. Thank you very much, Barry. We don't look like it, but we needed to know, and I thank you. Oh man.
I hope you'll come around again.
Yeah, we are the Sewing Motel 6. Kilroy coined that the other night. We'll keep the light on for it. Oh man. I gotta take a deep breath for a second. You know what? Let me cue this up. I think we need a commercial break. Oh, he is still going. Yeah, that's his last show. He's been going for like 5 or 6 hours. Thank you so much, Barry. Thank you. It was important for us because Mark was a part of this channel. Since the day I stepped on the internet, Mark has been there for me. So Mark is important in my life. Oh. We oh, it's okay. It's okay to not know what to say when somebody passes away, you know. But the important thing is that we're here for Mark. You know, that's why I kept on saying, like, for anyone who has or is suffering from cancer, because it's important to let people know that this is still going on and it's not something that's been cured or something that's going to go away, you know. I think we need a very quick commercial break. Do you think so? Sewing.
Get the most fun out of life, out of being a mother and wife. With new fashion, excitement that's all created by you. On your new Touch and Sew sewing machine by Singer. Touch and Sew, another first from Singer.
Be the girl with the golden touch on your new Singer Golden Touch and Sew machine. Dozens of exclusive features, like this new built-in needle threader for the golden slant needle and the push-button bobbin that winds right in the machine. What a wonderful new feeling. You can do all 3 kinds of sewing: straight, zigzag, and chain stitch.
Touch and Sew, the push-button bobbin way.
Come sew on one at your Singer Center. Choose from 5 Touch and Sew models from $149.95.
What's new for tomorrow is at Singer today.
Do you think I would get a copyright strike for playing my own material?
Well, if you do, you just have to say, hey, that's my own material.
Maybe if I pull it from my other channel, because I put the full commercials on there when I didn't understand YouTube's terms of service, because it's so arbitrary, you know? Oh, man.
Yeah, the enforcing of it can be a little weird.
And one day they went through and just started tagging all of my stuff. Like, for some reason they well, I know I was asking for it though, because I was obsessed with the show called Desmond's. About a year ago, I was just kind of sitting at the house loafing around. I was YouTubing and stuff, but this was right before I started streaming all the time again. I would obsessively watch Desmond's, and they were Afro-Caribbean people who were in Desmond owned a barbershop.
Okay.
It's from the BBC, and I started playing Afro-Caribbean stuff from the BBC, and they shut me down. The BBC was like, "Thou shalt not use our, our footage." but they let me play the David Tennant clip of Family of Blood, the episode Family of Blood, when he busts those aliens. They let me play the last clip, and that's like the best part of the entire show. So I don't get their I don't get what they're doing.
Yeah, I mean, part of it depends on the copyright holder. You know, some people police the copyright more than others, and so then they get in touch with YouTube and say, "Hey," and then I think some of them sort of like have it set for more automated work on YouTube's part. You know, maybe if they are reaching out frequently and saying that their copyright has been violated, then maybe YouTube starts keeping track of things more.
I think also that they actually have the actual real copyright. They show it to YouTube, and then YouTube will copyright strike you anytime you use their material. There's a particular human who uses their real name, but they own quite a few singer commercials. And so they tried to take my channel down a couple of times, and when I didn't know the ins and outs of the copyright strikes. So if I tell you you're roboting, are you gonna click out?
Yes. I'll be right back.
Okay. Seriously, Barry, though, thank you so much for letting us know. It was really important. And although I'm extremely sad, you know, Mark, gosh, he was such a positive person. He loved my terrible jokes and weird sense of humor. So Mark will be missed. On my new touch and sew. It's an earworm. I think that like that, and there's another commercial. It's those jingles that get you.
So which year did the Golden Touch and Sew come out? I'm trying to find the exact year.
Are you Googling it right now? Because I believe it was like late 60s, but do not quote me. If Ollie Baba's still here, they probably know.
Well, yeah, but I wanted an exact year. But you know, you Google stuff and it's
All over the place.
terrible. You get all kinds of stuff that you didn't ask for.
Oh, this is crunchy. This fits my supervillain motif. I gotta take this vest off. This fits the supervillain look, definitely. Oh,
I think it's gonna look good. When I saw it on the mannequin with the collar pinned on, it was looking good.
I haven't cut the edges yet, but it's gonna look great. Oh. 1973 Alibaba things. That commercial does it for me. Comment of the evening. So touch and sews are deceptive.
So I'm checking on Measuring Worth to see how much $149.95 was in today's money.
It was that much back then?
The commercial said it was $149.95, I think. Or
You know, I've never paid attention to that, and I've watched that hundreds of times. That's a lot of money back then.
okay. Purchasing power today. Well, I don't really want. I like the relative values. I think it gives a more complete picture. Okay, so 1973. I was just a wee slip of a child. which I know is scary to some people. I remember I had a grand uncle who was actually born in like 1897, and it was so remarkable to me. And I'm sure the little kids, when they hear 19 whatever now, they're like, wow.
Available on Singer's monthly payment scheme. That's like my father's grandmother was a born slave. And I don't think that and she lived all the way until the 1960s. She was almost 100 when, like, she was, back then everything was organic. I'm old enough. I have talked to Victorian era people. I'm weirdly obsessed with the Victorian era right now.
So much change in that, like, the first 20 years
Mhm.
of the 1900s. Wow.
And like back in the day with the whole thing with electricity was so interesting. People would just get it ran into their house and try to figure out their own way to run things.
It was pretty chaos when it first came out, like they hadn't figured out what format they wanted to deliver it in and all of that. Oh, hey, Commander.
Hey, Commander. Hello, just got back from somewhere in Pennsylvania. I'll do my paperwork and then I'll probably be in. If not, if I'm not too tired. I love Godzilla Jesus. And just note, Godzilla Jesus loves you too. That's lots to remember back 1880s. They kept saying there were no cars.
Who was saying? I think I missed something.
Oh, people, Victorian era people.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'm subscribed to Thames on YouTube, and they show all their old interviews. To me, they're like time capsules. It's such history. But they interviewed this Victorian woman, and they asked her, they're like, what's the biggest thing that you haven't done in the modern era? And she was like, I will never fly in a plane. They're an abomination. And I laughed so hard. My neighbor was probably like, well, what is he watching? Yay, hi, Commander. But she was scared to fly. I don't blame her. My father's grandmother would, like I told you what her name is. She was scared to go over 55 miles an hour. They thought she would go crazy.
Yeah. Well, no planes for her then.
You're kind of roboting again.
Oh, for goodness sake. Oh, maybe it's because I'm over here trying to get measuring worth to go, but I'm having some trouble with my connection.
It's okay. The Victorian people I talked to kept talking to me about there were no cars. That's crazy. So I really like how this came out. And of course, because I lined everything, I lined it with a red material. Oh, that reminds me. So you don't think this is red, huh? Are we ready to have the Godless Knowing is not colorblind talk again?
It's red adjacent.
All right, I'm gonna go get the package because I think I still have the other one. We're gonna play that game again. That is Godless Knowing. You know what? I might be slightly colorblind. I'm not throwing that off the table.
Okay, so like the flag, I would say, is more of a true red. You could go and hold that up next to the flag and see what you think. But also, it could be your lighting doing weird things.
It's all bad. Oh, I missed a pen. Oh, where is that pen? Oh my gosh, that stabbed me.
Ouch.
It's all bad lighting in here anyway. Okay, there is a pin. This jacket is like... Oh, there is a pin in here. Oh, that got me. It's really funny because it does not breathe. This thing is really warm. My body heat really got this going because there's no breathing on this material whatsoever.
Goodness.
This is hold on, let me.
That doesn't sound comfortable, but I guess sometimes you have to sacrifice for fashion.
You don't know my motto? I am at the Godless Sewing channel. Here in Godless Sewing Industries, we are all about function over fashion. I had to say it slowly so I didn't invert it like I always do. Oh man, they're really not sending my cowboy hat tonight, huh?
Well, don't they always say like, before 9 or something like that?
10, but I think Amazon and I are breaking up. We're breaking up.
Well,
It's just in a relationship I can no longer abide by.
what does the site say? Does it say it's out for delivery, or does it say it's coming tomorrow?
No, I've called, and the guy even admitted that it's not out for delivery. And if it's not out for delivery at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, it won't be at my house by 10.
No.
Exactly. So it won't be. And when I get deliveries, they're usually here at a decent time. Hey, Sydney. Hello. Yay.
Hello, Sydney.
Monsoon go. This thing is ready for a monsoon. This is so. And if I get bored, I can join a jug band.
In the summertime when the weather's fine.
I will now officially have that in my head all evening now.
I like that song. The lyrics don't hold up to today's standards, but
He was an interesting human too. He was a very interesting human.
huh. I don't know
I
anything about him.
it was a part of the those. You know what's so funny? One day I'm gonna make a video that it's gonna be say your grandparents' generation was way cooler than you. They just knew how to party and have a good time. That's all. They just like that's why I'm so hardcore on Elvis, because for all of Elvis's downsides, he took care of everyone around him. And he was like, if I'm gonna get drunk all the time, so is everybody else. You should have already broken up with Amazon. Well, I ordered I was commanded by my boss to order a new cowboy hat because the one I wear every day is ratty. I showed earlier, I have completely sewn the this part back onto the brim. Like it is completely if I was to if I was to cut all the thread, it would completely detach. This hat is ratty. But hats are funny. They don't fit until they're like almost disintegrated. Yay, hello. Make a jug band into an early rap style band. Hey, rap rock came roaring in the late 90s. Rap rock became popular. He'll be singing in the rain when he tries that. Hey, if I have a full inhaler and some antibiotics, I'll go sing in the rain. I have this weird obsession with the long coat. It's ever since I watched that Dick Cavett episode with Lucille Ball. She walked out and I was like, I want Lucy's coat. And ever since then, it sent me on this quest of making giant coats. Yay! Hey, Sydney. Awesome. Now, what is his name? Something Jerry. In the summertime, that song.
Mungo Jerry.
Thank you. All right, I'm gonna take a break for a second, and then I'm gonna start adding patches on my Roman cloak.
Okay. Oh, excuse me. Oh yeah, hold it up to the red on the flag. Get a comparison.
Can you guys see it?
Yeah, but it's partially in shadow from your arm. Oh, have a nice bath, Kilroy. Have a nice whatever you're doing, Alibaba.
Sometimes I think I might be colorblind. I've lived a hard life. I haven't worn I should be wearing my glasses almost 35 years ago. I was told I should wear glasses and I didn't.
Have you ever, oh, excuse me, have you ever had a test for color blindness?
No, but wouldn't they tell you in the modern eye scan?
I don't think the scan works that way.
I don't know how they work, so I'm overstating its power.
The colorblind test, it looks like a little petri dish, and it has hidden numbers and letters in it, and you have to be able to distinguish colors in order to see the little hidden numbers and letters. It's like a Rorschach petri dish. I'm sorry, you were saying?
That sounds like a test I'll fail, like when I took the what are you allergic to test everything. I remember when they pricked me with all that stuff, I'm like, does this mean fail? And she was like, how are you still alive?
See, they look like this.
Oh, hold on, let me switch over. Oh, I can see the 5, I can see the 24, I can see the 42, the 57. That's without my glasses on too.
Well, that's promising.
And it's green, yellow, orange, and kind of tealish.
Yeah. Well, if you're reading those, it's not likely that you're colorblind, but you could have an official test.
I could be slightly. But I'm also like, I have no problem with clashing colors. For as much as I coordinate with my black and whites, I have no issue with wearing green and blue, and that's the early 90s in me.
Well, too many people don't enjoy color. They don't embrace wearing it.
I feel like our society is bereft of it. It depends on where you go, though. Like, when I used to go to Vegas all the time, people wore more color, but everybody was on vacation, even on the weekends.
Yeah.
It just depends on where you are.
Yeah. It also depends on your complexion too. Some people look better in more color than others. And then some people wear all black and they really shouldn't.
Okay, I have a question. As somebody who's constantly doing combos, do you think black makes you appear to be more thin? I think it's in all of our heads.
I think that the cut is more important, but like certain things are more flattering than others. But if black makes you look sickly and washed out, and then you're not doing yourself any favors. Maybe try the same effect with something else like navy or brown. Or
I wear black every day, and anytime I change my outfit in any way, even if it's just a work shirt that's not black, someone will walk up to me and be like, there's something different about you today. It's uncanny. It happens almost every time. Or if I'm not wearing my cowboy hat in public, people will literally not recognize me. That's why when people see me stream, they probably think it's the strangest thing when they see me not wearing a cowboy hat. Because in public, I'm hee-haw Jim, I can only imagine the things that people say about me.
Who is this guy? He's sewing with what?
So back on like the whole Rajan thing really punched me in the face, because what's really happening is YouTube burnout. I took a break. I've been back since January.
Mm-hmm.
And the year's almost over, so I can't say I'm back. I've just come back. And I was here for a year, and in the meantime, I was also making pre-records as well. But I don't know. It all goes back to your motivation of why you're here, like you were saying. Like, what is the motivator what is the reason why you're here? You know, I love
Yeah.
what I do. When I started streaming, I missed every single person I used to stream with, like the people in the chat, you know. So I don't know. Maybe we all do have different motivators. Do you know, a long time ago, someone told me that no matter how much money you have, it's better to be of service. Because eventually one day you're going to need that service. So I would rather be a person of service than like expecting the world to serve me. And does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's almost Halloween, so you're going full Max Headroom this evening.
Oh my word. Why?
Part of it is I love giving you a hard time and seeing that rah. But it's okay. When we first started streaming, people probably thought you were a robot because you're a robot.
This person's not real.
Oh no, not like that one lady. That person is not real. She scarred people. She scarred a whole generation of young men and women who were tweeting her picture for a while.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't seem to be overheating. So
It's probably the internet. Spectrum owns the entire area where we are. So or maybe some kid is figuring out how to steal your signal.
I don't know.
And for a while, I almost blamed the neighbor kid because she's just smart enough to steal my signal.
Well, I'm going to try reloading one more time, see if it sticks this time.
Okay.
And we can talk about clashing blacks and whites with Ellie Pop.
Now I have would you like to dream on a star? Do you know I go through YouTube looking for things to watch? Hey.
Oh, hey, fancy meeting you here.
Do you know what's funny? I can instantly tell. I can instantly just see like you're in real time again.
Good. I hope it stays that way.
Oh, that was a good shot. Do you know, for as much as I gripe, when I do quit Amazon, I will forever be thankful for this one score I had off of Amazon is this vest.
It made everything worth it for you.
Well, I don't know. I'm kind of like 50-50 because that place also employs half of my town. I know someone who works there, and by proxy, like because he's a manager, like whenever he's at my house, he like people are always waving at him, and I'm like, how come y'all don't get the packages to my house faster?
And what does he say?
Well, his cousin was on a route actually, but he got canned. He did it to himself though. That's why you should never hire your family members or friends. So I have a question for you. Are you extremely color coordinated?
Yes. But I mean, not that, let's see how to put it. You know, like I match my socks to my outfit and I pick things that go together. And so I'm very color coordinated in that way, but I'm not, I like wearing color. So I don't mean that I'm color coordinated in like a boring way. Does that make sense?
Oh, very much so. I want to say something really quickly because this is important. Butterfly has the only suggestion that I will accept to change my name.
Yeah, I thought that was a good one too.
That I actually might do that because I am rebranding everything right now, and I still feel the same way. I'm still batting for all the same teams. It's just time to move on with my life. But that is That's actually the closest suggestion. So if you guys wake up tomorrow and Godless Sewing turned into My So-Called Life, you're not tripping. And when you switch
Is
it, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just wondering. I hope it's not taken already.
I own I it's not that I own it. I have put it out there so much on the internet that you would be stealing my style if you put My So-Called Life on anything, I would pop up on all your videos because I've been tagging My So-Called Life for 4 years.
But that doesn't mean someone didn't claim the username.
Okay, I'll be My So-Called Life 42777. My So-Called Life featuring GS, like we'll throw Mr. Ed in there. My So-Called Life featuring Mr. Ed. My name does scare people. I come in like the big ogre in the chat when they see the Godless Sewing. They're like, who is this shrub that sews? I think you'd get more followers. Me too. Okay, but let's stay on that talk. If I do switch my name, I'm still going to be Godless Sewing. And on my headstone, it's going to say William Godless Sewing. He's still kind of bitter.
But that kind of goes back to what I was saying about managing your channel in a way that gets you what you want.
No, I agree, because a lot of what Rashawn was saying was extremely valid, because you do get burnt out. And he was saying, like, he's an extremely intelligent human being. And I understand what he's saying. Like, he turns on his thing and only 6 people are watching, or only, like, I get it. But we've all been there, and you can't tell someone who's already made up their mind to persevere, because they're not going to.
Yeah.
I'm not one of those people who's going to waste my breath on someone who's made up their mind already,
Yeah.
But I try to take lessons from things, and I know YouTube burnout is real.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's been streaming every week for couple years, and then, like, he talks about stressful things, and so maybe that's, too much for him. And, sometimes the algorithm on YouTube does do some weird things. It doesn't promote one person for one thing and does promote somebody else for some other thing. So, lots of factors behind it. I'm not saying it's like any one thing that would make him lose interest or not be successful. Or
My So-Called Life featuring Godless Sewing.
Well, then you're still having the same.
I wouldn't have it in the title. I am still going to be Godless Sewing, the Fabric Slayer, the Slayer of Fabric.
That's a channel you could do.
William the
Fabric
Inhaler.
Slayer. The Fabric Slayer.
In whatever Phoenix streams with, it asks you for a title underneath. And so I put Godless Sewing, the Fabric Slayer. I'm like, what title do I need underneath this,
Nefarious Fabrics. With the number 1 hit, Seam R.I.P.
Maybe. I have been talking about rebranding, but I love I have patches though. I have wrong arm, wrong sleeve. I have patches, name tags.
Well, you can still be Godless Sewing. You just don't have to name your channel Godless Sewing.
But I want people to know that I am a hardcore sewist.
Well, nobody's gonna know if YouTube's like, "Ooh, that guy's dangerous. Let's hide him over here."
And Tough in Pink is already taken. I'm kidding. That's not a channel. Don't go looking for it. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Really, my channel should be named All Right, All Right, All Right, because I say that every other sentence when I don't know what to say. All right, here we go.
Let's sew.
My so-called life just ages me and shows you what era my angst comes from. Claire Danes and I hung out a lot. And let's just say, when I saw Dr. Colbert on Discovery, I literally was like, I like this show. Because we're all the same age. Alexa, how old is Claire Danes?
Claire Danes is 44 years old.
Oh, my so-called life it is. Oof. I'm going to start Googling people. I need to put my phone down. I don't know. You know what? I was going to change the name regardless, but I think it's time.
You
So,
were talking
like I
about it
said,
before. I'm sorry.
if you guys wake up tomorrow and you see how many, do you know what's funny? I'm probably going to lose subscribers if I change my name. No, I'm just retroactively panicking. You know what? I probably will do it. I probably will.
Mm,
It's gonna take me a while to get used to that, though.
yeah.
Because, and also when I go in public, when I walk around with my vest on, I come home and I get subscribers because people are like, "What is Godless Sewing?" And they go straight to YouTube.
Well, you
Well,
can put godless sewing in your tags so that when people type in godless sewing, you still pop up.
that is true, and it will pop up in all my old videos, anyways.
And, it gives you an excuse to design some new patches.
Do a video to welcome people to your new name and brand. Should I wear like a collared shirt and part my hair to the side? Should I brush my eyebrows? I'm kidding.
You should part your eyebrows. Or maybe
I wonder, can I do it while I'm live streaming? Can I change my name while I'm live streaming?
I don't know.
Let's go into YouTube Studio. I don't even know how you would go about that. I bet I can do it on the computer.
Yeah.
Because the YouTube Studio is much more complete. Just wear the bird hat. Do you know what's funny? Butterfly, sometimes you invite the thing, you say, I'm making a furry coat, and you invite people that think that you're, on their team. And I respect you and I love you, but I just work here. I don't know what goes on upstairs. I just play the piano. I don't know what goes on upstairs. Is this the end of an era? I feel like this is the end of a Batman episode. Is this the end of an era? Is Batman finally going to change his name? Stay tuned, folks.
I've got that that do
Exactly. Yep. The radio, like, God, the sewing finally had that moment of truth. Is he finally gonna grow up and change his name to something that doesn't scare people? I'm still mad. I'm still mad at that kinetic guy, though. Okay, even though I may not believe in all these things, I want to know about things. Watanabe knows. I want to know everything. I'm an anthropologist. I get into communities. I'm like, oh, I didn't even know you existed. The ancient Kemetic people, the ancient Kemetic religion is really studied on YouTube. And there was this one guy where I hopped in and I was like, hi, I'd been watching him for a year, and he saw my name and he's like, I don't like this. And I'm like, but I like you. He genuinely he hurt my feelings. You don't know me. We could have been friends. But you don't like my name. Return when our Cape Crusader states what, where, when, and why, how. Absolutely. Let's see. What should I call everybody? The Bobbins. For some reason, if I ever start my own biker gang, I'm gonna call it the Bobbins.
Sounds like a doo-wop band.
Wow. Am I going to change my name? It'll give me an excuse to do that YouTuber thing where you fluff and hype everything up. Like
Mhm.
everything. Wow. I honestly, I'm not angry. I'm really not even like, I'm not a part of the community anymore. I honestly feel that that particular community that I used to be a part of turned into the very religion that they ran away from.
Yeah.
The people that come on my channel, I absolutely love and appreciate every single person. And I'm not one of those people to please what they do, but I do think it's time for a change, you know?
You could do something obnoxious and clickbaity. Godless Sewing has left YouTube.
I was thinking
No,
about even
don't be
more,
clickbait.
even I was thinking about something even more of the conversion of godless sewing.
Oh, goodness.
Super clickbaity, super clickbaity.
I think
Thank
if you're
you
going to do
so
something
much.
like,
Seriously, thank you so much for letting us know. We
yeah,
needed to know this. So thank you so
yeah,
much, Barry.
I hope you'll come back, Barry.
We're here. We're here for you, Barry. And I'm on Twitter, and if Mark Short's family needs anything, please let me know. I'm on Twitter.
Yeah.
And that is true. I'm not things have changed from 4 or 5 years ago. I lurked for almost 6 or 7 months. So I've technically been on YouTube for like 5 years. But I didn't say anything until 4 years ago. Thank you so much, Barry. This whole situation makes me want to cry. I guess it is a time for a change. The fleet will still be there. I'll rename my battleship to the USS Mark Short. You know, it is time for a change though, because I do not feel the same way and I say this all the time. I say this about emotions and everything. Like if you feel one way, give yourself a day, give yourself a month. You will not feel the same way, you know?
Yeah.
I think you have been on YouTube since almost the beginning. I think I have. Oh, that's crazy. It's really funny. I did from like 1999 until 2010. I was traveling around, so I literally missed that entire decade. So weird. Same. That's why I boldly said it. I agree with you, Sydney. Barry, you are always welcome here. Anyone affiliated with Mark Short is always welcome here. He's one of the reasons I'm here right now. I was like, didn't know what I wanted to do with my YouTube channel, and Mark Short is the reason why I'm still sitting here. That is a long time. That is. I'm starting to get the again. Will give us links to your website. Absolutely. Because I have you're not going to like me though, because I'm going to send you about 75 emails. You're like, I want to block sewing. He keeps on asking me too many questions. I'll come with pictures.
Did you ever get any sort of camera, Alibaba, so you can join us? We can talk shop.
I wish he lived closer. I have quite a few cameras. Web
Well,
cameras.
you can always wrap one up and put it in the mail for him.
Seriously. I agree with what Sydney said, though. I had a feeling. I just had a feeling.
Yeah, I mean, given what he told us, he was on,
And he
it
was
was,
and like if you go back to his comments, he was talking to us while he was still in the hospital, you know? He was
yeah,
literally in the hospital bed still talking to us. Like, and that's why there's no context in text. It just drives me crazy sometimes.
yeah.
I need a new computer to hook up a camera. Totally understand. Oh, I do not have a website.
Are you referring to Alibaba's Flickr account, Butterfly?
Oh gosh, that's the one thing I don't have. Is Flickr worth it?
I don't have Flickr myself.
Okay, I work through. That is the official. I'm so sorry. That is the official. Isn't that the official website? Because that's what I
Um,
use to gauge most of my sewing machines.
no, that's not for Singer. That's just what is it? International Sewing Machine and Collectors something like that.
Oh.
Actually, why don't we ask the person who works through ISMACS? Now, do people pronounce it Ismax? I want to
I'm
know.
so curious too. I am so because that's what I wanted to pronounce it as. Because when I see it, that's what I call it.
Oh, apparently Singer does send you to Ismax now.
It does.
Alibaba says.
Oh yeah, that's where I get most. They have really good way to grade an older singer because they
Mhm.
kind of look alike, but they're all from different years. Every single sewing machine I have in here that's black is from a different year or location. Well, it's either Clydebank, Scotland, Andersonville, South Carolina, or Elizabethport, New Jersey. For the older sewing machines. Oh
There's
man.
there's one site that's pretty neat. It doesn't give you the year of your sewing machine like the serial number does, but if you just want to know the model number, it's kind of like a, does your machine have this? Okay, then go here. Does your machine have that? Then go there. And that one's pretty handy also.
I use it because I have every Singer sewing machine known to man in this room. So I use it often. I'm gonna take a step away from the computer for a second. I'm gonna pin some of these if I can remember where I put my patches.
Okay.
Do you know what's so funny? I'm like, oh, I'm probably just gonna leave the hood plain. I guarantee you in 2 days, I'll be like, that's just an excuse to go back downtown and go. That patch guy, like, he is so smiley when he sees me, but really, he knows a patch addict when he sees one. So he's like, oh, come here, my friend. I will make you. And anytime I ask him a question, he's like, if I don't have it, I will make it for you.
Well, when you walk in there all encrusted with patches, he sees dollar signs.
Oh, he's like, I got this one. I don't he doesn't even have to advertise for me. Awesome.
Very nice. Thank you, Alibaba.
He is so happy to see me though. Like let's be real though. I'm a vendor's dream. I know what I want and I'm willing to spend a bunch of money for it.
Yeah.
So I'm a vendor's dream.
There's something to be said for that.
Yay. I just did you ever watch Out of This World? I know,
Goodness.
we're all of a
You
certain.
caught me mid yawn. Sorry. Okay. Sorry. Now that I've caught my breath, you were saying something about Out of This World.
Did you ever watch that show?
Yeah, I watched it some.
So now I have. Would you like to wish on a star? Whoa, whoa. I literally know the song where those are the like it makes me laugh because people are like probably like godless sewing is this and this and that. And I'm literally watching Out of This World at 3:30 in the morning, sewing and trying not to order things on Amazon.
My coffee's tepid now. Actually, it's kind of cold. All right.
That's the name of my next punk band. Same.
I'm sorry, Butterfly. I'm trying to change my sleep schedule, and my sleep has been kind of all over the place, and so
It's okay.
I'm a little tired right now.
You're on Australia time, just like me. You and I are honorary Australians and don't even know it.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
Do you know it's really hard to tell? Hold on. I only have one article on the IceMax site available right now. The Singer Electric. Yeah, but you're published on their thing. Like, that's so far out of my league. That's awesome, Alibaba. That is awesome. More to come soon, and that, and the translation period of Singer.
Which transitional period are we referring to?
I'm trying to line all these up, but like I mixed them up, so I think some of them are opposite of what they're supposed to be. Hold on, they're all supposed to be opposite of each other. Okay, those two are not. Are they? Yes. Okay, good. It's hard to tell. I've really fallen in love with the combination of purple and gold. Maybe it's my inner Roman.
Purple and gold look nice together. Okay, the transitional period is post sewing machine combine. So after 1877. Post sewing machine combine. This is all very new to me. I don't know what we're talking about.
When I think of combine, I think of those horrible things that they do for NFL players when they like make them run. They just look like meat on a chopping block. The NFL combines are weird to me.
When I think of combine, I think of like a piece of farm equipment. So I'm not sure what we're talking about right now.
Thank you, Waternay.
Hmm?
Now I have International Harvester stuck in on my International Harvester. And yes, I know all different genres of music, from country to modern country.
Oh, okay. I understand, Alibaba. The combine, are they calling it the combine? The combine was the period after they stopped suing each other over patents and patent use, Howe and Singer specifically. Okay, I know which period you're talking about. I just didn't know that it had a name. Okay, thanks. I'm on the right page now.
See, but that's why we need you here, Alibaba, because like most of the information I know about Singer, I've stolen from Tim Huskins. If you look on YouTube, he had a show called The Secret Life of on the BBC, and he still makes episodes now because he's just an awesome human he's like a tinkerer. You should look him up. Tim Huskins is actually awesome. Even though he gave me a really late copyright strike, I don't blame him. I ripped off one of his videos. I'm not, no animosity, but I learned most of my stuff from him in Alibaba.
Alibaba says page 4 of our sewing machine history manual.
Awesome.
He gave you a copyright strike? Boo.
I have to go back and look at the videos to see if it's there or not. I contested that one.
On what grounds?
Of fair use.
I mean, how were you saying it was fair use?
I chopped it up, and it didn't have any obvious copyrights on it or anything, because some do have warnings of like If you touch this, I will copyright strike you. There's a commercial channel I'm subscribed to, and it says on their description, it says, you know, come see me for an appointment, or if you copy my stuff, I will copyright strike you. It's like in their pinned comments. I love that commercial. On your new touch and sew.
Well, Joy has a comment I think you should read.
I know, that's why I read it, and that's why I'm like,
okay.
my monitor is ahead of StreamYard. StreamYard's is so slow.
Mm-hmm.
Carla Sewing's favorite sayings are touch and sew. The new sewing machine by Singer, touch and sew. And this song is so horrible. What is it? For being no, hold on.
Get
To
the
get
most fun
out
out of
of
life.
For being a mother and wife. The other day I was like, ooh, that's a terrible, but like I'm just listening to the jingle, not the words.
Oh yeah, out of being a mother and wife.
Yeah, that's out of being. So you don't get meaning until you buy a touch and sew, or what is that? Is that what it's saying? Or
Either that, or you have to be a mother and wife, and then you can. I'm out of luck. That's okay. I didn't want to touch and sew anyway. Sour grapes.
and I got that song stuck in my head. That's what I'm here for. Joy is to get that earworm right in there. Oh, do you know what's so funny? Like the other day, was it you, Warane, who asked me if what my favorite commercial is? Yeah, that was
I don't
you.
think so, but
Well, that is my favorite commercial.
why not?
Out of all the ones that I have, that is my favorite commercial. Oh, it was actually skits. It was skits.
Ah, okay. Yeah, we look nothing alike.
Well, there's only a handful of people that I
Well.
stream with, so.
That was my skits impression. It was terrible.
Tim Huskins has Ice Max founded on it. Hey, I don't do impressions for a reason. Let me tell you. There's a reason why I don't do impressions.
I couldn't think of a skits catchphrase, so I just sat here trying to look
Like
bearded.
skits?
Yeah. It wasn't working.
Man, today is a day of transition. I am going to switch my name. So if you guys wake up tomorrow and it's my so-called life, and hopefully after this stream, someone can help me figure it out. I might have to Google it. I am man enough to admit, if I don't know something, I Google it and I watch the video on YouTube. In my old age, I've learned to follow instructions.
It's an excellent resource.
So if you wake up tomorrow and it's my so-called life, I'm still godless sewing. And this is me more talking to myself now. But you're right. It's time to grow up. I'm still going to wear the vest. I just might wear a tie underneath it. That'll be my first video. Look at.
All right.
I'm kidding.
I mean, for the record, I did not tell you to grow up.
The saying is you have to grow up, but you don't have to grow old.
Yeah.
I knew someone that used to wear a t-shirt that said that all the time. No, it says growing up is mandatory. Growing old is optional. Or I might have inverted it. I can't remember. It's basically, I do say all right. I do. Matthew McConaughey style. All right. That too. You'll always be called God. Thank you. I just need to hear that 100 more times. I call it YouTube University, where you can learn how to do anything. Thank you. I always say YouTube is undefeated because like I YouTubed my my garage door. The instruction video came right up. I was like, oh yes, you're gonna teach me how to use my garage, and it worked. Excuse me, because it was from the manufacturing. I forgot. See, Kilroy has been here since the beginning as well. Kilroy, that was my old shtick. I would repeat my name over and over. I always say, because I do repeat myself. Oh, growing old is not optional, but you can forget about that much easier. Absolutely. You'll always be called Godless Sewing. You'll always be Godless Sewing. Oh man, some magic happened this evening. My favorite God, perfect. I'd say that for everything. It could not be perfect, and I'll still be like, perfect. I try to be polite. I try to put my best foot forward. So I like stop myself from saying my initial thoughts. So I'll say, all right. And then that's anything. Because the world needs less rude people. I'm telling you, like, take a deep breath. How are you, Happy Maker? Thank you so much for stopping by. Hello. I must keep a tally how many times you say things for fun. I'm a repeater. I am. I try not to repeat stories, but I repeat like, all right, or do you know what it is? It's dead air. And I even do this in real life. When people stop talking, I'm like, all right. I march through awkward situations like this, like, okay, and we're walking. I would be really good. I would be really good on tours. Like maybe I should be a curator. I'll be a curator of my own museum.
You know, I wonder, do you think it comes from watching a lot of sports? Because they're always trying to fill with, you know, factoids and comments and analysis. And so like you maybe get used to that kind of pacing, and so you like subconsciously emulate that.
I don't know. That's a really good question. I also pay attention though. Like, and I know that sounds weird, but like if you say something and ask somebody, what did I just say? They'll be like, because they were not paying attention to what you were saying. So when people stop talking, I try to say something relevant to what they were just saying, you know.
Mm.
Or when people go full blotto, I will completely ignore what they say and just move on to something else. I like that you say perfect. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Do you know what's so funny? When I hear the name Carol, it reminds me of my aunt. She was like my she was like my one aunt, I think, but she was my favorite aunt. I loved her. She was an amazing human. So every time I see Happy Maker, your name is awesome. Yay! Hello.
Hello.
Like, all right, and what else are we going to talk about? I try to politely do that because I see people like, I don't know. I just, maybe it's me because I'm sensitive. I feel like people say things. I don't know. I feel like the world has become rude. So I try to be one less rude person. And I'm extremely forward speaking, so I'm not necessarily always the kindest person. You'd be great on radio. You would leave a second of dead air. I think about that all the time. It throws down the perfect stitch. It does. All machine. That is my okay. So I'm gonna get a scale of does it throw down the perfect stitch? Is it perfect? Is it all right? All right, or is it? That's all I care about. I don't care if parts are hanging off the machine. If the bobbin winder doesn't work, I only care is does it throw down a stitch? That is like literally. If you asked me, if I was sat down, like, what is your requirement for a sewing machine? Does it throw down the perfect stitch? That is literally my only requirement for a sewing machine. I'm not a snob in that sense. Says the man who wants an $888 sewing machine. But I will not go back and spend that much for a Juki next weekend. I feel like Bart Simpson. I need to write that on the board 1,000 times. I will not buy a Juki. I will not buy a Juki. I will not buy a Juki.
Maybe get a used one first.
Welcome to the fleet, kid. That is what I'll tell you is because I watch way too much sci-fi. Let's be real. And I fell in love with the remake of the Battlestar Galactica. And because my mom was a real boomer, she had a thing. Is his name Kent McCord, the guy who was in the original? He was in Emergency as well. No, I'm sorry. He was in those two. It was the cop show. Adam 12. Was it Kent McCord? My mom was in love with Kent McCord, and Kent McCord was in the Battlestar Galactica remake. So I grew up watching the remake because my mom had a crush on the man. And she still watches this show. It's so weird. But so I grew up with the original Battlestar Galactica, but the remake, every time I say welcome to the fleet, it reminds me of Battlestar Galactica. And welcome to the fleet wasn't always a good thing. I put a million Easter eggs in my videos because like I love that in sci-fi. That's why I always put myself sitting on the tractor, because for as much as I don't show, that tractor is a part of my life.
Yeah.
But it's just but like I've seen too many tractor channels. They're not that exciting unless you're really into tractors. It throws down a perfect stitch. Who owns like 20 Singer touch and throw? Okay, they were over ambitious, but they were solid machines. Like even the stylist, that era was when plastic met metal, and it didn't go well. That was literally the fusion of plastic and metal, that whole era. I like the way they look though, and as a collector, that's what gets me. Says the man who has the touch and so got the song, can't stop singing.
Thank you. I got it on eBay, and it's a little like resin pin. This is my nod to Halloween.
Awesome. It is, the bat pin is perfect.
Thanks, Pam.
Kent McCord was very cute. Man, I've purchased DVDs for my mom, like anything that Kent McCord is in, I have bought my mother. I love seeing the tractor clip in your videos. We recently had to put a bunch of gravel next to it, so I haven't been filming next to it as much. I say that all the time.
Say which part? The tractor clip? You're a Kent McCord fan? You know, lag. Sometimes you say something witty and it gets lost because of lag.
When they were new, they did so much, but didn't last. They were over ambitious. The Touch and Sew has all like the self-winding bobbin is from the future. It is from the future, but they didn't know how to do it. How's the sewing? I will in the morning stepping into it. It was great seeing you, Butterfly. It was great seeing you. Thank you for the suggestion.
Have a good night, Butterfly.
We'll still be the house of sewing. It'll just be the house of my so-called sewing life. Bobbin fly, stealing it. I still have that giant butterfly patch. I haven't decided what I'm going to put it on yet. It's Harley colors though. It literally is black and orange. It is like extremely Harley colors. No, he says
and Halloween too.
I say that all the time. I do because I'm a repeater. I don't even know why. It's because I'm weirdly thorough, even though I don't appear to be.
You could have a Halloween stream and sew on the Halloween colored butterfly patch under your new name in honor of Halloween and butterfly and the love of patches.
I'm gonna milk it. I'm gonna do. I was looking for a reason to do a clickbaity thing, And so I was always going to do the conversion of godless sewing, but really it was just going to be me eating pineapple on pizza, but I still can't stand it.
Oh, pineapple on pizza is so good.
I haven't had it since I have not had pineapple on pizza since I was in La Pizza Loca on Ventura. No, it wasn't on it was on Santa Monica Boulevard. Now I have Sheryl Crow stuck in my head. It was on Santa Monica, La Pizza Loca, and I had pineapple on pizza, and that was probably like 03, 04.
Okay.
So I'm
Maybe
willing to try it again.
Okay. Maybe your palate's changed.
Hey, patent pending is that's just good branding. Hey, whatever crafting. Hello, welcome.
Hello.
Yay. Hi, whatever. I like that. Whatever. Hello. Yay. It's time. Or I was just gonna switch my name to the Great Coat Maker. Or my name should be Mimi G Pattern R11407. If I ever see her, I'm gonna be that geek that's like, look at my phone, I've made 1,000. She'll be the next one to cancel me. She'll be like, that godless sewing guy was a little too over enthusiastic. Pizza with pineapple, ham, bacon, and double cheese. It just doesn't sound appetizing to me.
Speaking of commercials and food,
My
Alibaba,
Sorry.
do you remember those Dairy Queen commercials from back in the day that were made to look like a whole like landscape, and they had, you know, rushing rivers of chocolate and caramel sauce,
Yes.
and mountains of ice cream, and
we should really make the next channel and keep the vids all right and make it on it and start another whole channel. I don't want to start over from scratch though. Like even like it took me a while to get here. It took me a while. Absolutely, Ali. Keep his current content. I'm just gonna change my name. That's all. I'm keeping everything, and I still will be Godless Sewing. It'll just be my so-called life now presents Sir Godless Sewing the Third. Alabaster, Aloysius, Couture. Now the fifth. That's back when commercials tried to make you feel good. Now they just tried to make you feel weird that everything else is getting your attention. Fabulous. Absolutely. It's time to spread my wings, which is weird because I'm drafting wings. But don't ever Google wings because there's 700 different ways to make wings. Even non-mechanical ones, you know. Oh, Kilroy. I'll get quite a few subscribers if I switch my name to that. I'm worried with the name change. It might unsub all.
No, because there are other YouTubers I follow who have changed their name, and because I've looked and I'm like, wait, who's this? That looks kind of like so and so, and then you realize, oh, name change.
Same. There was actually somebody that I subscribed to that was a hardcore atheist, and I looked up, and now they're an evangelical Christian.
Wow.
I haven't unsubbed. They're in Africa, so it's really over the top. I haven't unsubbed. I'm still subscribed. Chisme sewing. Oh, that's a good. Oh, now that's a sewing circle I'll be a part of. I want to hear all of Judy's business. I like making wings with Frank's Red Hot. Frank's Red Hot is underestimated. I had it tonight with my chicken. I'm obsessed with Frank's Red Hot hot sauce. No, Ollie, people change channel names all the time, so his subs will stay. Good to know. what you do if you want to start another channel is be patient, grow this one, and then when it's big enough, announce a new sister channel and ask everyone to go sub there. Just make sure you mention the name change during your videos. I'm gonna have a big dramatic. Well, I'm dramatic, so I'm gonna have a big dramatic live stream about it. Wednesday's stream will be the conversion of Godless Sewing. Super clickbaity. I'm announcing it on a Monday. It's done. Sprinkle it on there. We need something spectacular though for the conversion of Godless Sewing, says the guy who looks behind, and I have like 6 Godless Sewing vests. But the House of Sewing will always stand.
I have a great idea. You could have a name change and touch and sew clear out extravaganza.
On your new touch and sew, every single one of them annoy water nay. Touch and sew.
Well, just keep 1 or 2 for the museum aspect, and then the others can go.
Behind these 2 sewing machines is our cabinets, and if you open up the door, there are at least 7 touch and sews back there.
Oh, see, they're taking up valuable space for other machines.
And that drawer is so big I could stand in there like that show Small Wonder. Do you remember Small Wonder?
Mm-hmm.
We had the robot sister.
Yeah.
I could stand in there like Small Wonder. I do feel like this is Batman. Is this the end of an era? Have Commander's robot eat the eagle head in the back. No one likes my eagle. Where is my eagle? Nobody likes it. Is it because he doesn't have eyebrows? And yes, I just gendered. Is it because they don't have eyebrows? They're just jealous.
I am not jealous of the touch and sews. I have plenty of other machines to love.
You know what's really funny? When I was thinking of my name, I was gonna go full furry. There's a man in England. His name's Douglas Murray, and he's a patriot, an English patriot. He's like one of those scary, borderline, really right-wing people. So I was gonna call my character Douglas Furry, but it didn't catch on. So I moved on with my life, But I don't know why people are so scared of the eagle head. See? On my
what
new touch and
weirds
sew.
me out is when the eagle head is standing there behind you, lurking.
The eagle head is a lurker. It's because it doesn't have eyebrows. Anything without eyebrows looks angry. We assume anger.
Welcome back, Joy.
Yay. Oh man, I'd be bad at being a mascot. I get claustrophobic quick. Oh. On your new touch and sew.
Pam has something nice to say.
I'll stick with you regardless. Thank you. Love the high energy. Needed that. Thank you so much, Pam. Can I just say, I absolutely love Pam. I was lurking on her channel for like a year and a half before I said anything. And see, Pam didn't care that I had a big scary name. He has angry eyes. I agree. Do you know my ex-wife has a 4-year-old son, I think, and he's my gauge. Because he walks in here and he's not scared of anything. But when I have the eagle head out, he's like, that's scary. And I tell him because I'm an adult. So I tell him the truth. I'm like, that's an inanimate object. Then I take the head off and I put it on him and he runs around the room trying to kill the stigma behind it,
Yeah.
I think the eagle should stay. Oh, Douglas Furry is staying. That is officially his name, is Douglas Furry. It's the frown, with the eyebrows, like the jack-o'-lantern, scary look. That's another that's another name for you, Touch and Sew. Yeah, but I don't want to name myself after one of the most hated sewing machines. There was another one. It was a specific year though. Because I own so many sewing machines and they're hidden all in this room and all around. I was like an early 60s stylist or something. I Googled it and everybody was like, if you have this machine, give it away. They were like, this is the worst machine. Every single person. I didn't have one problem with it. It's in here in the fleet somewhere, forgotten about because I didn't have a problem with it, you know. The Eagle's mad at the commies happy maker. Oh, Gilroy. Research the name, figure out 3 name choices, and put it up to a poll on your community tab, and we can vote. Well, the only reason I'm even considering it is because I love my so-called life. It tags me right in my era, right in my angsty era. I love the actors. I love the concept. It makes me kind of cry when I found out Claire Danes' real age today, because we really would have went to high school together. Think about it. You'd get asking, what the fuck did he name himself after a piece of junk? It's free marketing. Touch and Sews are some of the most hated sewing machines I've ever come across. And I don't even know why after a while, you know? Well, I do know why. They don't hold up after time. Like, you can get a Singer sewing machine from 1910, clean it out. You could start sewing immediately. My 1950s Singer, all I did was put a Kenmore motor on it, the proper belt, and that thing was ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
I cleaned it out, told the spiders they had to move somewhere else.
Yeah.
My so-called life is catchy also. I love
Landlords.
I'm a patient one though. I let them walk away. I'm not a spider smasher. That's why my room looks like Victorian. Like there are spider webs everywhere because I literally let them walk away. Clickbait is one thing, but clickbait name is over the top. Man, that's like over the circus, over the top. Like you were shot through the cannon over the entire top of the circus.
I saw
Absolutely
a gymnast was doing a vault and the vault broke and flung him into the air. He sailed over the vault, over the crash pads, and into the judges' table.
Okay, was that real? And hold on really quickly, because I used to say this. Oh, you could also name yourself Guilt, Shea Butter, and Daddy Issues. I used to say that all the time. When anyone ever asks me what I smell like, I always say vanilla. I always say vanilla, shame, and daddy issues. A friend of mine used to always say that, and I took it from her and I ran with it. And Boffy, if you're out there, I will always pay homage to all the crazy sayings. There's a few I can't say on YouTube. I just have the Touch and Sew song stuck in my head now. It is time. It's time. It is time. Spread my wings since I'm trying to build wings. So I've been seeing these really cool owl shawl. I don't know what they're called. They go from arm to arm and they look like wings, but it opens up to be like a big owl.
Huh.
Okay. And it goes like half of your back.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. This particular design was an actual owl,
Mm-hmm.
but I like just the outlook of it. I like it's basically a giant shawl that hangs on you that has wings.
Okay.
I don't know. I've just, I'm constantly looking at stuff to sew and stuff to make. You could always name your, oh yeah, we had that one. You gotta be psychotic to do those kinds of Olympic events. Okay, back to that. Was that real?
I think that it was. The thing is, though, it's certainly not outside of the realm of possibility.
Because I'm so jaded now. I don't know if things are real on the internet anymore. It looked painful.
Yeah. I mean, fortunately he was a gymnast and had some body control in the air, but yeah. Oh, fluff on my camera.
Do you know
So
it's so funny? I didn't know the Olympics were coming, but like I have a million channels. I've been watching all the track and field trials. I've been watching everything. I'm like, why are all the Olympic events coming back? It's because I don't watch mainstream TV, and I have not seen one Olympic ad because I only watch hockey, and that's a winter sport. I've seen those shawl capes, big here in Canada for fall. I want one so bad. I'm gonna make one, but I don't know if I want to. I don't like the frayed edges and the ties in the back. It's a little too
Yeah.
stagecoach for me.
You could do sort of a you know how you did the patchwork coat? You could do like a feather shape
Mhm.
and do, you know, like lay that out in sort of a patchwork and make a a an owl or a bird sort of cape, but kind of stylized patchwork combo.
Wow, I really like that idea. I need to write that down. I was actually thinking about making another quilt style something, anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Do the Aussie with the tassels. Ooh, I forgot about that whole era. You know, it's really funny. I look up certain rock stars and certain people, the way they dress, like definitely Bowie. I have exhausted my Sammy Davis Jr. pictures. I dress like when I wear a suit, I dress like Sammy. Like when I wear a suit, I like that older style cut, the more tapered towards the bottom of your pants. I like
Okay.
that older style look. But that's when I'm wearing like when I wear a real suit, I want it to be my size, you know.
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
want it to
that's
look
good.
like I don't want it to look like I'm wearing my dad's suit, you know, or I borrowed it from my uncle or something.
Yeah.
Blizzard of Oz. Do you know what's really funny? I have a bunch of Ozzy on vinyl. I have to see if I have that cover. Those old covers were better than half of the records. Start putting up Ronnie James Dio and David Lee Roth. David Lee, you know, I have some of the weirdest heroes, but David Lee Roth, a wop bap baloo bop 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 bam is one of my heroes. Hey, Lucifer, how's it going? The
Hello,
Rat Pack
Lucifer.
look is great. Absolutely. It's because I did a lot of hanging out in Vegas right before they finally got rid of Old Vegas. Like, even what's considered Old Vegas is not. Fremont Street has been completely revamped. All the old casinos, they're old inside, but they're new on the outside. So, like, what I knew of Old Vegas is gone.
Hmm.
But I saw the last bastion of the Davis, you know, the last bastion of the Elvis era.
Mm-hmm.
You really don't even see Elvis in Vegas like you used to.
Hmm.
And every other, you know, person asking for a picture used to be Elvis. But the younger generation doesn't put two and two together like someone like me. When I think of Vegas, I think of Elvis, Sammy Davis Jr., you know, the original entertainers.
Yeah.
I hate the modern fit when it comes to suits. Give me a classic fit that you can actually do things in. Exactly. Awesome. We're doing okay. It's been a heavy evening here in the House of Sewing, but we're doing okay. Oh, I do like that classic cut. I've been going through my weight goes up and down. I'm just one of those people, I have to admit it. And I've been trying on all of my old suits, and like some of them finally do fit and some of them no longer fit. Vegas is trying to get sleazy again. They figured out that trying to be Disney doesn't appeal to heathens.
I feel like there's a happy medium in there somewhere. You know, like I think that it just seems incongruous to try and Disneyfy it. But at the same time, you don't want to feel like you need a shower the minute you poke your head outside of the hotel
The
or
only
pull
thing,
up onto the hotel.
but for people who don't smoke cigarettes, if you go there, you will come home smelling like a pack of Marlboros, no matter where you go in Vegas,
Ick.
And I have a smoke. Because of my lung issues, I didn't even realize until I quit smoking cigarettes did I realize how heavy they are and they carry everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Because back in the day, I couldn't smell it. And I'd walk into a casino and be like, oh, it smells great in here. I only wear classic style suits when I'm wearing a suit. No new style slop for me. Gotta bring back the mob at least. The mob's changed. They're unionized and they've all aged out. Oh, that's funny. Have you ever been to Atlantic City?
No.
I thought it was the strangest thing. It's Vegas on the ocean. It was the weirdest experience for me. It was the weirdest experience. But how many ways can you make a casino? And they're all the same machines, I guess,
Yeah.
That smoke feels like an easy chair to
Eh.
I grew up around smokers, so I'm like 50-50. My pop smoked pipe tobacco. That smell to me is nostalgic.
Like pipe or cigar is a totally different smell than cigarette smoke.
My mom made him quit smoking cigarettes around when I was born, so my whole life he smoked Captain Black.
Mm.
I never knew him smoking anything different than the pipe,
Yeah.
I'm really gonna do it, huh? I am. It's time. Atlantic City is uber popular here in the East. It's not 100% Vegas, but it's right there. You don't need to drive 2 days or spend a day flying. I liked it. I'm not. It just reminded me of Vegas. I liked it. But I like seedy hotels and slot machines and eating pancakes around people smoking cigarettes. I'm weird. But see, again, I grew up in that culture. And so to me, says the man who can't breathe, literally on prednisone. But I loved that culture.
Mm. Oh, my friend sent me a message saying, checking in and saying hi. How are you? I'm going to send her a link to the stream.
I'm gonna run to the sewing room. We'll go a little bit longer.
Okay.
Give me a quick second.
All right. So in my splurge from when I had the nice Amazon gift card, I bought a ruler. Did I show? Oh no, maybe I showed it last time. Maybe I'm repeating myself. I don't know. I've been a little tired, so it's entirely possible. Did I show you this? Let me know if I did. This is a square. It's from Stitch Buzz, but it's a nice heavy acrylic, so you could use a rotary cutter on it. And it has like 1/8 of an inch markings, trying to make it so you can see. So it's nice if you want to place something on your thing. So I'm very excited about that. And then I also have a set of seam allowance rulers. I have a short one and a long one. These are from Madame Sew, and they're numbered in both directions. So this one is, what is it? 17 inches. 17. Get it in frame. And this one is just like a 9-inch one. This one's frosted, which should make it easier to see. So those are my new sewing toys. So what are some of your favorite sewing toys? I saw a video that was talking about like things from the kitchen that you can use for sewing. And one of the things that they mentioned was if you're cutting fur and you're not, doing the like part the hair and everything to cut it, that you can put on the fur some of the Glad press and seal, and then you cut it, from the back or whatever, and then all the little stray fur bits stick to the press and seal and don't get all over your sewing room.
I wish I had known this a month ago. I'm still pulling fur off the ceiling. I obsessively dust. And because my house, it's only 2 people here, so it does get dusty. And I'm still finding fur in weird places. Same, Kilroy. But I don't drink alcohol anymore. But when I did, it felt weird drinking at super classy places. There was this place, I believe it's called the Grove. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
There was this really fancy whiskey bar, and I remember walking in there with an ex-girlfriend and sitting down, and I'm like, I feel so out of place. Like I felt it was one of the fans because all they did was serve whiskey. They didn't even serve water. It was just, what kind of whiskey do you want? Here's a whiskey menu. I'm also looking for the Victorian French curve in hard bosewood.
Yeah, I have one. I think I showed you before. I have the French curve and I have the tailor square. The French curve I got on eBay and it wasn't too expensive. The tailor square with the scale markings, that was, I spent some money on that one. This one's a Lufkin, and I can't remember the exact year for this one, but the tailor square that I have is an actual antique, and I ended up having to order 2 of them because the post office smashed the first one I got. Press and sale, who has money for that nowadays? Well, I guess it's, do you have money for press and seal, or do you have time for dusting and vacuuming? So
you have me looking for, I have a Lufkin in here somewhere. You looking for my Lufkin?
I'm gonna go grab my tailor square.
Awesome. Boxwood. I would love a brass edge in boxwood or rosewood square. I use plastic because I smash things. The sewing store I went to in downtown Los Angeles had everything you could possibly think of. And in the window, they had every kind of ruler, square, everything you could think of in plastic and in wood. This place was overwhelming. This place was absolutely overwhelming. I just like to point the vacuum hose right at the cut. I get a bunch of tools when I took a course for a garment manufacturing. I just wish I did more pattern drafting. Same. Oh, that's awesome.
So what's your opinion? Would you keep the patina or would you shine up the brass?
Keep the patina.
So it's got a plain ruler on one side. And this is nice. It's 24 inches long. And then on this side, it has all the scale markings so that when you have a pattern that says, do this on the 12th scale and this on the 3rd scale and blah, blah, blah.
Keep the patina.
Keep the Tina.
Alibaba and I are screaming from the nosebleeds. Keep it. Because I'll show you. Like, I have a weird collection of yardsticks. And like, because I'm always this one is from a Home Depot that doesn't exist anymore. This is just steel. But this is from Osted's Antiques 1195 Wilshire Boulevard, West Los Angeles, California. This thing's an antique itself.
Wow.
And it's smashed right here. Nope, you are not being used ever, my friend. And this, let's see. I don't want to dox myself, but this is from my local hardware store that doesn't even exist anymore. So I'm keep the patina. It protects it at this point. If you strip that off, patina, and don't oil that brass every few days, the brass will rust.
Mm.
I have a 1920s political yardstick.
Oh, wow.
See, that's awesome. I love stuff like that. I am that crazy guy that like I'll buy a yardstick at like a garage. Well, it's more at what's it called? Swap meets. When Canada had
I got the acrylic one because, sometimes you want to use marker or whatever. And my other square, as I say, is like a literal antique. And so I didn't want to accidentally, get Sharpie on it or something. Well, I wouldn't use Sharpie around it, but
you hit kind of a real hardcore topic with me with thrift stores when they put Sharpie on sewing machines or like bro, it may not be worth anything to you, but it's priceless to me. Like, stop putting Sharpie. Like, I spend more time trying to rub Sharpie off of like even something from the 60s or 70s. It gets into the plastic. It gets into the material,
Yeah. I had one machine.
Oh, go ahead, please.
I had one machine that was being shipped, and it was one of the Tiffany decal singers. It was so pretty, and it had one of the like the old style motors, like the ones that look all Jules Verne looking. And I always send a polite thing. I'm like, oh, I'm so glad I won this machine. When you ship it, could you please blah blah, thank you so much, I appreciate it. I'm trying to be like super nice about it. And I saw that this motor wasn't actually attached. And so I asked, I said, could you please, put some bubble wrap on this motor so that it doesn't scratch the machine in transit. I got this machine, that no wrapping on it, no padding, no paper, no anything. And the motor scratched it so much, it had gone through the Japanning and gouged out the cast iron underneath. It was like heartbreaking.
This is what because of all your stories. That's the reason why I do not order sewing machines in the mail. I have beef with Amazon just ordering inanimate objects like socks. Like, they can't even send socks to my house. I would be tripping if a sewing machine came broken, unintentionally. If it came broken if it broke in transit, I would be livid.
Yeah. And it was so unnecessary. Like, common sense should have said, hey, wrap this up. And then, like, when you get a customer request, hey, wrap this up. Oh, it was just so unnecessary. And it's like, you look and you're like, this survived 100 years.
And yes, I have old motors just accessible, ready to grab.
Nice.
The whole time you were talking, I would be this will destroy something if it was in a box with something else. This is heavy. If if someone threw this at me, they would hurt me. So I totally get it. I would be so mad if that happened.
I was pretty upset.
Shipping sewing machines isn't very bad, even sometimes when they are packed right. Is very bad. See, I won't order typewriters on the internet. I've seen others do it and have an inch thick casting completely broken. See, that's what I'm, and that's another thing. There are certain sewing machines when I see them and like it's an old Singer and it's snapped in half. I'm like, how did you do this? Did you drop like was Wile E. Coyote the person who owned this? Was an Acme safe dropped on the sewing machine? Like there, and you know what? I'm pretty rough on stuff, and I can't even break those old sewing machines. You know, it trips me out what people do.
Yeah.
There are sewing machines that are better kept in a field for 50 years. I know you've seen those videos. I sit there like this, like, oh, through the entire video. I'm like, how did you do that? And they showed the other machine. I'm like, no, you bought a different machine. Like, there's no way.
Some of them too, it's like, okay, why did you throw that in the river for clicks? It's like, I cannot respect you.
Well, there are some people who have had sewing machines sitting in front of their house for 30 years.
Yeah.
There are those people are real.
Yes, absolutely.
Veronica, I remember she was telling a story about that. I've seen it as well. They're not as much. They're few and far between, you know.
Yeah.
But
or,
people
some
sorry, go ahead.
barn attic.
Yes. I love a barn. I love a good barn sewing machine. Are you kidding me? Like, I live for those things because those are fun to clean up, you know.
Yeah.
But like you were saying, when people intentionally throw them in rivers for clicks,
Yeah.
go home with that. Get out of here. Get out of here with that. On the year it was made, some cast is very fragile, hot, cold. Exactly. I think about that all the time. They look invincible, but they're not. Some boxes are just the size. The conveyor can bump it off the line to the floor 6 feet below.
Which is just, if you've got like something shipping that's heavy, like you pay extra because of the weight. You would think that would also entail not dropping the heavy box on other people's stuff or dropping your heavy box onto the floor to break the contents. Kilroy, do you watch Ammo NYC? Ammo NYC. Oh dear, I can't remember the guy's name.
What Gilroy is saying right here is one of the reasons I used to buy lockers. I love the mystery behind opening up and being like, oh, my ex, I tell this story all the time. My ex-wife's father, he lived in, he passed away, so I can tell the story. He lived in Stockton, California. I was there. He opened up a locker. He found 6 Sea-Doos with the trailer and keys.
Wow.
You know, and that's what got me. I was like, oh, we need to start buying lockers all the time.
Ammo NYC is a car detailer. And so he'll often go with people and find old barn finds and things and like totally like refurbish them and clean up the paint and clean them all out and everything. And he does an amazing job.
That is so awesome, Alibaba. I don't think I've ever found anything in the wild yet. Oh, that's right. I found that one Singer on the street, but that was more sad because it was in homeless row. And it was just sitting there. And that means someone lost their house and all their stuff in that sewing machine. They were just like, I don't care about this stupid machine, you know? So it was really sad. Like, the more I think about it, I'm like, that's really sad, actually. Because when I got it, I was like, oh, I found a sewing machine on the street. I was so excited.
Well, I mean, I wonder if someone like left it there for them or something. Because if you were suddenly homeless, I'm not sure how you would haul out a machine in a table. You know,
but where by my dispensary is unfortunately RV Road because we have weird. It's literally on the other side of the train tracks.
I see.
And so people come there and they dump the entire context of whatever they had left on the street. And you don't know if they're coming or going half the time. So it was just like because the whole way home, I was like, I found a stray sewing machine. I made a video about it. Years later, I'm like, wow, like someone lost everything and I found their sewing machine. They were like, I hate life. And they just threw it on the street, you know? Never heard of that channel. Sometimes the size of the box and the wield is a recipe for death. Makes the box longer and it will process better through terminals. That's good to know. What about if I completely packed a sewing machine? Like, I'm weird. If I've ever mailed anything, see, but it's different because I have access to bubble wrap. I have access to popcorn. I have access to an office where I can come in and open the popcorn, dump it in there, bubble wrap it, separate parts.
Yeah. But I mean, if you're going to commit to mailing something, then you need to be able to mail it properly.
Oh, I didn't answer Joy's question. What do you think of people making old sewing machines into tractors and table lamps?
Makes me sad. I mean, there are ways to do it. You could put the machine on like a little platform and then mount the light behind it, or yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that, but I love people who repurpose and refurbish. So I don't know how I feel about that because I use all kinds of things for not their intended purpose.
I mean, I guess if you had a machine where it was like broken already, then, taking out the broken guts that would have to be replaced anyway, as long as you're not damaging the machine, then.
I 100% agree with Kilroy. We have that debate in typewriters too. There are pearl clutchers with too few problems in their life who will freak out at any typewriter being made into lamps. I don't care if it's yours. Do what you want. I'm the same way. I'm the same way. I'm the exact same way. I always pack stuff like it's gonna be dropped off of a C5 Galaxy. My uncle freaking flew in those. Those are awesome. Package double walled, no popcorn, peanuts, bubble wrap. They shift in, and the bubble pop. Joy agrees with you. They can make lamps from rusty machines and repaint them for lamps. You know what's really funny? LA County is really artsy, so people refurbish everything here. And as somebody who's a part of that like underground economy, weird refurbish, it's weird what people redo. People have offered me money for my tractor just because it says SoCal Tractor on it, because they want to turn it into like a parade piece or something, When you see a rare spider singer table with a washstand on it, top, that's good to know.
I think that's kind of, for me, where the issue is. I think sometimes when people want to repurpose or recycle something, they're maybe not familiar enough with the original thing, and so like some things need to be left alone. And so like if it's a rare table or a rare machine, or like I was saying earlier, if it's broken already, or maybe like, I think that sometimes people are repurposing and they're ill-informed. Like if you said, oh, here's a nice canvas, and this guy didn't know how to draw a face, I'm just going to paint over it, and they like paint over a Picasso, or cut it in pieces to glue on something else. Like some stuff you need to preserve it as is.
Isaiah told me at the we were at one of our local thrift stores, and we were just talking. He told me a story about a guy bought like a Ming era vase and turned it into a lamp, and when he put it on YouTube, people were like, you destroy, because he drilled a hole through a Ming era vase and put all the parts, and he's like, look at what I did, and people are like, where do you live? I want to hurt you now. Like, and he showed me the video. It's hard to watch. Like, it was cringy to me because they destroyed ancient art. And part of me was like, did they know?
Yeah, did he know that he was doing that to a Ming?
I Google everything. That's how I know my grandfather was obsessed with Sears. Because everything I would Google from my grandmother's house, I'd say, oh, crud, that's from Sears. That's from Sears. You know what I'm saying? Like, or my grandparents traveled the world. Like, my Russian doll, that's really from Russia. Like, it's real. You know what I'm saying? Or like, or this Egyptian, I have like an Egyptian plate. It's really from Egypt. It's a tourist trap thing, but it's really from Egypt, you know? But I did my research. I found these ancient, this sculpture. I didn't know what it was. So I started looking it up. It's called Chinese Wu dogs. My grandma had this holder. It's worth a lot of money. And I'm like, I need to get this out of my own hands. Like, that thing is hidden, you know. But my grandparents went to China and got the thing, you know. I have that song stuck to be being a sewer and wife. I'm just making up my own words to the touching so. On your new touching soul, God, someone's gonna change his name. Touching so. I'm gonna figure it out when this is over. We're going to we're gonna be called My So-Called Life. Well, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. It might be worthless to somebody as a rare sewing machine and worth something as a canvas or a lamp or a bird bath or stand. Insert thing here. That's true.
I mean,
the collectors are jumping. The Indiana Jones and us are like, well.
I mean, I agree that is true. You know, it's yours and you can do what you want with it. I gave my friend some like a mix for making golden milk, you know, as a gift, and she likes to make duck curry with it because she likes the seasoning profile. And I'm like, ooh, that's some expensive duck curry. And then I'm like, but you know, it's a gift. It was yours. You can do what you want with it. You know, if that's what you want to do. But I think that some things are bigger than the individual's preference. You know, if you like, you know, buy a historical house or something like that, you own it for a time, but you're more of a caretaker for the future. And so I think that if there's something like a rare sewing machine or typewriter or, you know, what have you, that, I mean, yes, it's yours, but you're also kind of just holding it for the future. And if you don't want it, if you want to make a lamp, then I think it's your responsibility to pass off the important one to somebody else who wants to look after it and make a lamp out of something less precious.
I agree with you. I look at my sewing machines like parakeets. Like, I'm just a facilitator. I'm a caretaker because it will outlive me. There will be somebody in 21, 23 saying, I really wonder about that Godless Sewing guy, you know, the Godless Sewing collection, all those crazy sewing machines from the My So-Called Life channel. I think you can't. No, I changed the name on one of my I changed the name on my Sewing and Ranting with Godless Sewing. It was something else. How's it going?
Hey, what's going on? Hey, so decided to see if you were still streaming anyway, so I decided to come in and say hi.
Welcome, you're welcome. I'm gonna end this in a minute or two, but we're still we're kind of tonight was kind of a kind of punch in the gut. Somebody that we used to stream with passed away. So we're just kind of hanging out tonight and commiserating, and I'm thinking about changing the name of my channel to My So-Called Life. And all the people out there with their stock accounts right now changing it doesn't matter, because there could be 50 My So-Called Lives out there. So
Yeah, you can spell it different ways also.
exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, hi Brandon, how's it going? So I'm and it's time. I think it's time for a rebranding.
Yeah, the My So-Called Life it sounds like a good name. Yeah.
And I'm gonna spell it, SCW.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's how. Yeah.
It pegs me for my age, and when I when I was in love with that show.
I
When they
thought you
used
were
to
going to
have
say you were in love with Claire Danes.
with angsty, when they had angsty coming of age stuff, when they treated us like young adults.
Mm. I think it was shortly after that when all the young adults just became grown adults who just happened to still be in high school
Yeah.
but never seemed to go to school.
Jared Leto. I forgot Jared Leto was in that show. Wilson Cruz is my guy. And when I saw him on Star Trek, I was like, yes. Wilson Cruz was always my dude. I loved that show. I forgot Jared Leto was on. Jared Leto. Do you know Jared Leto? You're going to be shocked. Alexa, how old is Jared Leto?
Jared Leto is 51 years old.
I need to know your skincare, sir. I need to know your skincare routine, sir. He looks great for 51. When I heard his age, I'm like, what? I thought he was my age. Awesome. Let's see. Yay. Hello. Most people never mentally get out of high school. That's one of the reasons I regret moving back to my hometown.
Mm.
I do not associate with people from back in the day.
Bringing out those old patterns.
Well, the problem is that I was gone from the time I was 17 until I was almost 29. And so when I have all these experiences and all things I've done, and someone will be like, yeah, I've never left this town. Which I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but I no longer reflect the values of my town, and that's not a bad thing.
Mm.
I've changed,
Yeah.
Yeah, mature. It comes with age. Yeah.
And my town is really hardcore. I've said this a million times. My town is majority Mormon, and so there's a hardcore, weird conservative edge that I never noticed because I grew up here, and people just treated me in kind. So I really never had any problems with anybody like that. High school reunions always seemed like they were for people with zero personality. I didn't go to mine.
I went to my 30th and it was surreal.
I might do that. They sent me the letter for the 20th. I was like, Pshaw, how do you know where I live?
Actually, no, maybe I'm thinking of my 20th. I didn't go to my 30th. Whatever. It was still surreal. It was like something out of the movies, but on a very small scale because I went to a small high school. But yeah, it was so weird.
Did they play the music from your era?
Yes.
See, but you came from a cool era. Mine is like cool and Backstreet Boys and like, my so it's every time I hear the Backstreet Boys, I'm like, oh God, we don't need to go back this far in the time machine. We can skip this part in the way, way back machine. I was there, okay. I did as well, Sydney. It was awkward for me. High school was awkward. It was just an awkward. But when people tell me like, oh, I did this and this in high school, I'm like, bro, don't tell me you peaked in high school because high school was awful for me. but you're becoming yourself in those
Mhm.
era, you know. And we also like kids are so much more sheltered now than they were back then.
Oh,
And I'm not
definitely.
talking about I'm talking about physically on campus. Like we would walk off. We lived in a free world. We didn't have like yard duties like that. It was now every school in my area has 9-foot fences.
Mm.
Every school. Even the elementary school right by my house. The parking lot is elevated, so technically they have like 17-foot fences, you know.
Oh wow.
It's it's because people are shooting up schools and shit. There was a mass shooting, but all the time, man. It happens a lot. There was one recently. I can't. It was in Maine. Yeah.
Mhm.
It was unreal to me because I've been there and it's one of the most peaceful places I've ever been. Even in the populated areas, it's not populated. Like you'll be around 1,000 people in Maine. You could just start walking north and turn around. You'll be out in the middle of nowhere. Maine is so beautiful.
Mm.
You know,
I
it's
think
oh sorry, go ahead.
well when you live somewhere, you know, like even you talk about, oh, I live in LA County, and you know, like the sprawl is real, you know, where it just kind of goes on and dribbles into one city into the
Yep.
next, and
Yep.
you know, it's it's different than like such and
Uh,
such small town that seems like it was almost like plonked down in the middle of a valley or something.
It is surreal to me to go like even when I lived in Oregon, downtown Portland, you can walk the entire city in an afternoon and then get on
yeah.
a train. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I said, yeah, I know places like that. Sorry.
No, it's okay. And like you can get on the train and go to the other side of the town and then spend the other half of the day walking that side, you know? Like LA is endless in that sense. So when I see or you know what, when I lived in Arizona, it sounds weird. I used to drive out in the middle of the desert and I loved it. Cause it was like from a movie. I would turn my back to the city and it was just nothingness.
Mm.
Endless, you know.
Oh
But now
yeah, I love it out in the desert at night. You can see the stars so clearly, and you can actually see the shoop of the Milky Way. Yeah, it's amazing. I love the desert and yeah, the outdoors and shit. I grew up in a forested area, like
Oh.
a bunch of trees and stuff. It was awesome, nature, amazing.
Mm.
I don't like the city at all.
it has its benefits. I say I don't, but I keep on moving back to city settings.
Mm.
Every time I've moved somewhere, I always move back to somewhere. Like I need Thai food. I like living places where people don't like where everybody kind of looks different. See, but I'm from LA, so I'm used to that, you know.
Yeah.
Utah really isn't the place to be. I feel like we have neglect like I watch videos about how desolate a lot of America is, you know. And I think we because I live in a sprawling city, I don't notice that, you know, like old mill towns or things like that, like
We
or
do have
even
a lot.
oh sorry,
Oh,
go ahead.
sorry. We have a lot of wide open spaces.
We really do. Even when I lived in Stockton, there wasn't much opportunity there. So I can see why people get into the things that they do. Because there's if you're not you need certain very specific education to thrive in that area because they have waterways and railways. And if you're not into that, there's nothing there for you, you know?
Yeah. That's, I think, a problem with, you know, we have Silicon Valley and all the tech places are kind of in one spot. I think that ends up making a problem because if we don't spread our various industries across the country, then it gives less job opportunities and less variety for people across the country. We lost Brandon.
It's okay. We're here for you, Brandon. If you want to jump back in, I'm probably going to end the stream in about 10-15 minutes, but if you want to hop in, we'll be doing the Elvis in the back. I go full Elvis in the back. I'm on Prednisone, so I'm going to be singing gospel to Waternet.
I'm still waiting for you to sing some gospel. You threaten, but
No hiding place round here. There's no hiding place around here. I went to the rock to hide my face, and the rock cried out, "No hiding place. There's no hiding." I don't want to sing the whole song. I know that whole song. It's a Harriet Tubman era Underground Railroad gospel song.
wow, I don't think I've ever heard that one.
Oh yeah. I'll play you the funny. I'll play you they played it on Babylon 5, but it's an old Harriet Tubman era song. Very famous gospel song.
Okay.
I can get down. I don't sing new stuff. I don't know any Shirley Chisholm. I don't know. Shirley Chisholm is old. God, I'm not Shirley Chisholm. What is her name? Shirley. I can't remember her name now. It might have been. But anyways, I don't sing any Kurt Franklin or anything like that.
That one song is good though. The I'm trying to think of the title of it. Anyway,
it's my pacing joy. Every time you say that drug, it sounds like Pregnant Zone. It's also, I had a hardcore speech impediment as a child, so I do talk strange. I do. Pregnant Zone. It does sound like Pregnant Zone. I'm trying. That's what it looks like to me, is Pregnant Zone anyways. Just makes me hungry and I can't sleep. Your voice was given out when you went along. It's still not back 100%. It's still not back. When I lose my voice, it goes. Like, I wonder how much damage I really do to my body when I lose my voice like that. Like, that cannot be good because it happens all the time.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you're not like a professional singer, I guess it's a little less worrisome, but still.
And I do not exceed certain octaves because I know I will lose my voice because of that. You know, I know if I push my voice too much, it will give out.
I mean, you were talking a lot, considering you were sick and had laryngitis. You know, that was a lot.
I scream. Laryngitis and I do not get along. I scream over laryngitis when I'm talking like this. I'm literally struggling to talk. Best is to not sing, but even talking can cause damage, and sometimes but you know, when I do not talk this much. Like when I get up in the morning, go to work, it's like this.
Well, that's because it's 4:30 a.m. You know,
you hear nay peep out of me. Cars cut in front of me. I don't even react. I just keep driving with my good eye. And that whole time when I didn't have my voice, I didn't talk unless I was on stream or unless my son was trying to talk to me. Oh, all right. Tonight has definitely been a tearjerker, and later I'm going to cry my face off. But you know, I'm going to end it here. I hope Mark Short will never be forgotten here in the House of Sewing. Whether my name is, godless chewer. Doesn't matter. Mark Short will never be forgotten. I want to thank everybody who's made it this far. To all those people who, the other day, I only had like 30 views. And then the next day I woke up, 70 people watched my live stream overnight. Anyone in the future, if you make it this far, you are amazing. To Alibaba, Pam, Kilroy, Joy, Carol, I want to thank everybody so much. It can't be said enough. You guys are what makes this channel what it is. And my buddy in Chicago said that's cliche and cheesy, but maybe I'm cliche and cheesy, and I'll be all cap because I'm old and I don't even know what that means. So it's true. I've had my son explain it to me. I've had you explain it to me. I still don't know what cap means. I still don't. I'll be back at it on Wednesday. You know, I won't be on Prednisone, so the stream might be like this. But I thank everybody. You guys are absolutely awesome. I'll see you guys next Wednesday. So until then, be yourself, reinforce your seams, and I will definitely see you next time. Have a great night, Sydney. Bye, everybody. Bye. Thank you so much. And we'll be thank you, Joy. Bye.